World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5101, Ancient Blood Star. Chen Shang really didn't expect the Blood Lord to be so strong. At this time, Li Yuanyuan, who was next to him, suddenly hugged his waist tightly, with a look of fear on his face. "Dad, how much do you know about this Blood Lord?" Chen Shang asked. "I don't know much. In short, it's the number one person," Shen Tianyu said. "It's really strange, this guy doesn't want to leave his purgatory blood star. What is he doing here? What is it that attracts him here?" The fact that the Blood Master has a purgatory blood star turned out to be something that many major forces know, but because the Blood Master is too strong, no one has successfully won it. If anyone knew that Chen Shang had copied the Blood Lord's lair, it would definitely be unbelievable. Therefore, the Blood Master has an unforgettable hatred for this matter, but he has never suffered such a loss. "I'm going to participate in the formation of the barrier. The treasure I chose is very good, and it must be defended," Shen Tianyu said. "As for the Blood Master, Tianguxing is so big, even if he occupies a large area, he will not affect me here. Dad, if there is any news from the Blood Master, tell me immediately," Chen Shang said. "Got it," Shen Tianyu replied. Chen Shang put away the communication talisman, and then hugged Li Yuanyuan tightly in his arms. She didn't know why, she was so scared that she felt cold all over. Chen Shang hugged her tightly, caressed her little hand, and calmed her down. "Master, I'm really scared," Li Yuanyuan said. "Don't be afraid, it's just that the Blood Lord is nearby." Chen Shang looked around and said, he should have left and headed to Tianguxing. Chen Shang thought that the Blood Lord flew by just now, so Li Yuanyuan was afraid. After all, Li Yuanyuan had been a blood slave for many years, and it was normal for him to be afraid of the Blood Lord in the depths of his soul. The Blood Lord is very angry now. Li Yuanyuan looked at Tianguxing in the distance. "Master, has the Blood Lord gone to that star? Are we going too? With me here, don't be afraid of him," Chen Shang said with a smile. "I can overshadow him in his old nest, Tianyuanxing, let alone in other stars. But I'm still scared." Li Yuanyuan bit her lip and shrank into Chen Zhang's arms. Chen Shang kissed her forehead and said, "Don't worry, I will kill him sooner or later." Chen Shang looked at Tianguxing, his face gradually became serious, and he began to think seriously, why did the Blood Lord go to Tianguxing? After contacting Kalian and Shen Tianyu before, what Chen Shang can be sure of is that everything in Tianguxing is evolving and growing rapidly. The Blood Master already knew this from afar. What's more, the Blood Master obviously traveled to Tianguxing across space. You must know that it is not easy to travel through space in the ancient purgatory, but the Blood Master can do it, and it seems that he is going with a large number of powerful blood slaves and blood demons. There is no purgatory blood seeping out of Tianyuanxing, and the environment itself is also very bad. There is really no need to stay in Tianyuanxing, and the Blood Master will go to Tianguxing. Chen Shang suddenly thought of a possibility. Even somewhere in Tianguxing, there is also a spatial blood stain. If this is the case, then Tianguxingling can use the blood of purgatory to refine pills. If Chen Shang guessed correctly, then Tianguxing is very likely to become the most powerful star in the history of Tiangu purgatory. Tianguxing is also a purgatory blood star. If it is confirmed and the news spreads, it will definitely make many forces crazy about it. Because the Blood Master has occupied the purgatory blood star for many years, he often comes into contact with space bloodstains, so it is not surprising that he can sense the existence of space bloodstains. Chen Shang immediately opened his eyes and cooperated with the space secret technique, and looked at Tianguxing. Seeing this, Chen Shang was shocked and his whole body trembled. "Master, what's wrong?" Li Yuanyuan, who was in Chen Zhang's arms, could feel Chen Zhang's sturdy body trembling, which also frightened her. Chen Shang didn't answer. He opened his eyes and cooperated with space secret techniques. He could see the turbulent flow of the inner space. There are dozens of turbulent currents, and each turbulent current is like a huge angry dragon with its teeth and claws, flocking to Tianguxing from all directions. At this moment, the situation inside the heavenly ancient star must be very complicated, and the heavenly ancient star spirit should also be greatly improved. Chen Shang only hoped that Tianguxingling could keep the spatial blood stains from being robbed, otherwise Tianguxingling would be ruined. He really did not expect that this Tiangu star would become a purgatory blood star, and it was still a very huge one, because the space turbulence was more and bigger, and they were all connected and converged in the central area of Tiangu star. Yuan, this Tianghu star is a new purgatory blood star. Chen Shang frowned and said, I didn't expect the purgatory blood star to be born so soon, and it's still this star. The current appearance of Tianghu Xing can be regarded as an indirect contribution from Chen Shang, mainly because Tianghu Xingling learned alchemy from him. Ah, then the blood master won another purgatory blood star. Li Yuan jumped up from Chen Zhang's arms in shock. She couldn't accept such a thing. Don't worry, the Blood Lord will not succeed this time. There are a lot of ancient forces on this star. Chen Shang took out the communication talisman, and he wanted to tell Shen Tianyu about this. Li Yuan returned to his arms, and did not disturb him to communicate. She was very obedient in Chen Zhang's arms. After Chen Shang contacted Shen Tianyu, he immediately said, Father, Tianghu Xing is very likely to become a purgatory blood star. Do you have any news on this? What? Shen Tianyu was shocked. He knew that Chen Shang would never guess. There must be some basis. If Tianghu Xing becomes a purgatory blood star, what will happen? Can the blood master occupy it? Chen Shang asked. Humph, how could he be allowed to occupy it? If Tianghu Xing is really a purgatory blood star, 10 blood masters may not be able to occupy it. Shen Tianyu said, the blood master is only in his territory, taking advantage of his own territory, in order to appear strong. Shen Tianyu was very excited when he learned that Tianghu Xing was a purgatory blood star, because it could compete for something. Purgatory blood is a very important cultivation resource. Xiaoshang, if this is true, even if I knew in advance, there is nothing I can do, because there are too many powerful forces here. Shen Tianyu said seriously, we can only wait and see what happens. Dad, spread this matter out. Chen Shang said, let them fight, you guys should build the site well. I think so too. Shen Tianyu laughed and said, the treasure that I liked is really good. I'm busy. Shen Tianyu has already contacted, let's spread the news. Then Chen Shang contacted Kai Lian again, because the matter was too important. Chen Shang asked Kai Lian to hand over the communication talisman to Shen Zhenyi. My little baby Zhenyi, I miss you so much. Chen Shang said with a smile. My little master brother, people miss you too. Shen Zhenyi giggled. You were in Tiangxing before, didn't you dare to come to see me for fear of being bullied by me? People are strong now. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5102, Queen's Mind. Shen Zhenyi really hadn't seen Chen Shang for a long time, but her feelings for Chen Shang were still very deep, especially when she learned from Kai Lian that Chen Shang was very strong now, and that he had become a lot more handsome, so he missed Chen Shang even more. Kai Lian thought that Shen Zhenyi, the Queen of Demon Souls, and Chen Shang were just friends with related interests. After all, Chen Shang knew how to make pills, and it was normal for the Queen of Demon Souls to have a good relationship with him. However, through this period of contact, she intuitively told her that the relationship between Shen Zhenyi, the Queen of Demon Souls, and Chen Shang was extraordinary. It seemed that they had not reached a very intimate stage, but they had a certain emotional foundation. Shen Zhenyi is now holding a communication talisman. Although she is transmitting voice in secret, Kalian knows from her expression that the two seem to be flirting. I'm not afraid of you being bullied. It's not certain who will bully whom. Chen Shang giggled and said, you little goblin, seems to have forgotten why you became my little slave girl back then. Oh, come on, the little slave girl can't wait for the master to bully her. Shen Zhenyi said with a wicked smile. Little villain, I learned a lot from Shui about your romantic affairs, I didn't expect you to be like this. The bad guy, I like it. This little fart dragon, you have to bully her well. Chen Shang knew that Long Shui would definitely tell Shen Zhenyi a lot of his dark history, but fortunately Shen Zhenyi was not disgusted. Let's get down to business. This elder sister Kalian next to me, she looked at me a little bit wrongly, and she intuitively told me that she was jealous. What's the relationship between you and her? Shen Zhenyi asked. Let's get down to business. Chen Shang contacted Shen Zhenyi to tell her about the spatial blood stains. It's about elder sister Kalian. Shen Zhenyi said with a smile. Little villain, this elder sister Kalian is an incredible character. She doesn't look like a little goblin like me, can be easily taken away by you. What did you say? Chen Shang didn't expect that what Shen Zhenyi was talking about was actually this kind of thing. I want to know, what is your relationship with her, and how far have you developed? If you have a good relationship, then I can trust her. To tell you the truth, I am short of people around me, especially powerful women. Although Shui says she is trustworthy, you know, that little fart dragon is not very reliable sometimes. Shen Zhenyi said. Shen Zhenyi also knew that Long Shui was unreliable, indicating that Long Shui had cheated on her. Kai Lian is trustworthy, Chen Shang said seriously. If you are short of manpower, you can completely trust her, I assure you. Really? Then what is the relationship between you two? Shen Zhenyi asked, very obsessed with this answer. Friendship, life and death. Chen Shang said. He promised Kalian that he would not reveal his relationship with her at will, but they were indeed friends of life and death. He and Daozu have also experienced many things, and they are indeed people worthy of deep friendship. Really? Shen Zhenyi didn't seem to be satisfied with Chen Zhang's answer. Her situation is more complicated. Chen Shang said. Let me tell you the truth, she has multiple personalities. It can also be said that there are multiple powerful souls, all of which are women's souls. Oh, Shen Zhenyi suddenly became curious. I don't know if you know anything about Yishan. Chen Shang asked. I know a lot. I caught some guys in the Temple of Time and learned from them. Shen Zhenyi said. Is she related to Yishan? Then Chen Shang first talked about Kai Lian's life experience, Zhu Kai Lian Emperor and Tian Mu sages, and then talked about the stories of the two Yao ancestors, Xiao Yishan and Da Yishan. Shen Zhenyi could say that she listened with relish. She already knew a little about Kalian's part. It was Long Shui who told her, but she didn't fully understand it. After all, Chen Shang helped Kalian rebuild her body, and she had experienced a lot with her, so she knew it very well. He doesn't have the two personalities of Leonor and Yaoer, because these two personalities appeared because of him. If Shen Zhenyi knew about it, she would definitely ask the truth. I can rest assured now. Shen Zhenyi said with a smile, but did you really have nothing to do with her? How do you say it? Do you know Yu Zillion? Chen Shang asked. Of course I know, Empress Zillion of Hundred Flowers Temple. I coaxed Shui for a long time before. I hope she can help me abduct Empress Zillion, but this little girl refuses to live or die. Shen Zhenyi said. Why, you have an affair with her? Of course. Cough cough. Sister Zillion is a clone of Kalian, but her personality is completely independent. Chen Shang said. Is there such a thing? Shen Zhenyi was shocked. It seems that I have found a treasure. She had always wanted to dig Yu Zillion over, but she was unsuccessful. After all, Long Shui still had a bit of a conscience and knew that Yu Zillion was very important to the Hundred Flowers Temple, so she didn't help Shen Zhenyi to dig a foothold. Little slave girl, you are going too far. You actually want to hollow out the Hundred Flowers Temple. Chen Shang snorted. Look at you so anxious. Hey, I know that the Hundred Flowers Temple is your great harem. But don't worry, I have been sending people to watch the Hundred Flowers Temple. If the Hundred Flowers Temple encounters any danger, I can send it at any time. People came to support, this is what I promised Shui and the others. Shen Zhenyi said. You have some conscience, Chen Shang said. Now that Kalian is by your side, don't be hostile to her. I'm not hostile to her. But she looks at me strangely. I don't know if it's my illusion, I just think she's jealous. Shen Zhenyi said. Don't be too sensitive, definitely not. She has been trying to find a way to contact your Hundred Flowers Temple all these years, trying to find Shui and Junjun back, but these two girls have been lost contact with the Hundred Flowers Temple, so Kaylee and I have a little grudge against you. Chen Shang laughed and said, just explain it to her. It turns out that this is the case, this is indeed my fault. Didn't I want to not get involved in the Hundred Flowers Temple? The people I sent out to watch the Hundred Flowers Temple, they all signed the Soul Blood Oath, and they would not reveal anything. And I have, over the years, they are also quietly giving resources to the Hundred Flowers Temple. Shen Zhenyi said. By the way, we are serious business. Chen Shang was led astray by Shen Zhenyi before. Speak, Shen Zhenyi said. This ancient star may become a purgatory blood star. The Blood Master suddenly ran over, most likely because of this reason. Chen Shang said seriously. Bad Master, don't talk nonsense. If this star becomes a purgatory blood star, it will be incredible. Shen Zhenyi didn't believe it. What's wrong? Chen Shang asked. What's your guess based on? If it's the blood star of purgatory, I must use the most powerful force to occupy a large area here. Shen Zhenyi said. If necessary, even move the demon soul star. Come over. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5103, 4 countries concentric. Chen Shang now also knows why Shen Zhenyi reacted so much, because such news really has to be very reliable. If the news is unreliable, Shen Junyi's action in advance is a waste of toss. If it is reliable, and Shen Junyi did not prepare in advance, she will regret it later and break her thigh. Chen Shang did not expect that Shen Junyi would pay such attention to it. Junyi, tell me the truth, what would happen if Tiangu Xing could become a purgatory blood star? Chen Shang asked. Shen Tianyu had probably said it before, but the Shen family led by Shen Tianyu was not large after all, while the Demon Soul Star was very large, and Shen Junyi's Demon Soul Girl Kingdom entered the heavenly ancient purgatory earlier than the Shen family. All kinds of chaotic wars will definitely break out here, Shen Junyi said, but if we prepare in advance, we can take the lead. As long as we hold the territory we occupy to the end, then in the fight for the blood of purgatory, you must have the right to speak. Mainly for the blood of purgatory. Whether it is the Temple of 100 Flowers, the female nation of demon souls, or other ancient powers, they all lack the blood of purgatory. Most of the purgatory blood stars are occupied by the Temple of Time. Even if the Temple of Time is not strong, they can make many big forces show their favor to them by mastering this resource. Then don't you Demon Soul Girl Nation want to participate in this chaotic battle? Chen Shang said with a frown. If Tiangu Xing really becomes a purgatory blood star, we will definitely participate in the competition. Shen Junyi said, we are not afraid of fighting, but we are afraid of falling behind. The competition in Tiangu Purgatory is too fierce. Once we fall behind, it means death. By the way, what happened to the 3 queens? Can't you make peace with them? Chen Shang said. Now we have made peace for the time being. In short, they all want to be the boss, and no one is willing to let anyone else. And we are the size of 4 demon soul women, all on the demon soul star, from 4 different time and space, from all sides. They are all very strong, and they all master many exercises. Shen Junyi said, if they can be combined, they must be very powerful. The question now is, who will be the boss? The 4 queens do not give in to each other, and the fight is evenly matched. We just set a time for battles, and no large-scale conflict broke out. After all, when there is a war, it's all our sisters who die, so it's not worth it. Shen Junyi said, when it comes to the outside world, we will be very unified. If you want to compete for the resources of the Purgatory Blood Star, you should be able to agree. Chen Shang asked. The premise is that they must believe that this is true before they are willing to cooperate in large-scale advance layout. Shen Junyi said, but do you think they may believe you as a man? So when the time comes, I will be the only one who will make arrangements in advance. Maybe this will convince them a little bit of me. My news is very reliable. Chen Shang said. He did see that there were many large spatial turbulence in the deep space, and these turbulent currents all converged on the Tiangu Xing. Little villain, I also trust you very much, but I am the queen of demon souls now, and I must be responsible for my sisters. Otherwise, many sisters in my demon soul female country will die in vain. We are not afraid of death, we are afraid of death. It's not worth dying, Shen Junyi said. If she was alone, she would definitely believe Chen Shang without a brain, but now she has to take the entire queen of demon souls, she can't take such a risk. The only thing she can be sure of now is that the Blood Master has indeed gone to Tianguxing. Not only do you believe it, but the 3 queens must believe it too. Only if you make concerted efforts can you be more stable and stronger, so that your sisters won't sacrifice too much. Chen Shang said. Impossible, even me, I need you to show solid evidence before I can make arrangements in advance, let alone them. Shen Junyi sighed. Little villain, if it's just me, I'll believe whatever you say. But now, I hope you understand, and I know you're doing it for our own good. Junyi, do you know the Blood Master? Chen Shang asked. I know that he invaded a Purgatory Blood Star, wiped out several powerful ethnic groups in the Purgatory Blood Star, and drove away the Temple of Time. Tiangu Star has become so strong now, and the Blood Master suddenly came, this is not surprising. It's not necessarily because this is a Purgatory Blood Star. Shen Junyi said. To be honest, I was in the Blood Lord's Purgatory Blood Star before, that place is called Tianyuanxing. Chen Shang said. I went for the blood of purgatory, and his nest was lifted by me. What? Shen Junyi was taken aback. Kalian next to her was very curious when she saw Shen Junyi's reaction. I can see the characteristics of the Purgatory Blood Star. Chen Shang briefly talked about this aspect. He could indeed see the characteristics of the Purgatory Blood Star, and this characteristic was told to him by the spirit of the stars. I need to meet you. Shen Junyi said. I'll let Kalian stay here and wait for me. Don't land on Tianguxing first, lest the Blood Master find you. After Shen Zhenyi finished speaking, she instructed Kalian about something, and then flew out of Tianguxing with a communication talisman. Chen Shang was waiting for Shen Zhenyi to come, and he also wanted to see Shen Zhenyi very much. He waited for several hours, but he didn't see Shen Zhenyi, so she should be coming soon. Not long after, Shen Zhenyi sent the news through the communication talisman and said, "Little villain, I'm entangled." "Who was pestering you?" Chen Shang hurriedly asked. "A ghost queen, she found out that I was leaving Tianguxing and followed me." Shen Zhenyi said. "She forbids me to leave Tianguxing, because it was agreed before that the 4 queens of us are going to go together and stay together. Advance and retreat together. Just say there is something urgent." Chen Shang said. "I want to go back to the Demon Soul Star." "I've said it before," she asked what was the urgent matter. "If there's something going on, let's all retreat together." Shen Zhenyi sighed. "No way, it's just like being bound with them. I really hope you put them in sleeping clothes one by one, so that it saves a lot of trouble. Or else, I will create opportunities for you, and you will take them down one by one. Little slave girl, who do you take me for? Are you asking me to sell my holy body to do such a dirty thing? I won't do it," Chen Shang said angrily. "If you can't come, I'll go find it." "You. Humph, come here then. I want that queen to see how handsome my men are, and make them old singles jealous." Shen Zhenyi smiled and said, "Come to me, I can't wait to see her reaction." Quote, Chen Shang has a very headache, it is very difficult to deal with a demon queen, let alone several. Chen Shang could only go there once, and then hugged Li Yuanyuan beside him. He was thinking about whether to hide Li Yuanyuan, so as to avoid the situation becoming more chaotic. "Brother, be optimistic. Maybe that other queen of demons is fascinated by your peerless handsome face, and then things will be easy to handle." Sister Xiaojing giggled. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5104, Queen of the North. How can there be such a good thing? Chen Shang felt a bit of a headache when he thought that he would have to face 2 demon queens later. After all, she is the queen of demons and she shoulders the entire country of demons, so she will definitely not be emotional. The relationship between Shen Zhenyi and Chen Shang is so good, it can be said that she trusts Chen Shang very much, but she also said just now that if she can't be sure that Tianyuanxing is a purgatory blood star, she will not take risks because of Chen Zhang's one-sided words. Layout. After all, she has to take into account the interests of the demon girl country, so she can't do this, and she won't lose her rationality because of her feelings. Chen Shang also understands her very well, and because of this, he hopes that Shen Zhenyi can believe in herself, and by doing so, she will be able to obtain enough benefits for the Demon Soul Girl country. Although the Demon Soul Girl country is not the most powerful force in Tiangu Purgatory, it is not a small force and the future is promising. Chen Shang will definitely need an ally like the Monster Soul Girl country in the future. After confirming the location of the Queen of Demon Souls through the communication talisman, Chen Shang coaxed Li Yuanyuan into the 6 Paths Divine Mirror, asked Sister Xiaojing to accompany her, and then made a space jump by himself. After a few jumps, he came to Shen Zhenyi's vicinity, and could see 2 people floating in the void in the distance. After Chen Shang passed by, he saw 2 stunning beauties with identical faces. They were wearing dresses of different colors, one in a snow-white and holy long dress looked glamorous and noble. The other is a bright red dress, which is charming and beautiful, with a little tenderness in her eyes. Chen Shang frowned, because he couldn't recognize Shen Zhenyi for a while. They seemed to have an appointment and didn't speak. "You, who is Zhenyi?" Chen Shang couldn't help but ask. Guess, it was the charming queen in a red dress who spoke. Chen Shang remembered that when he saw Shen Zhenyi for the last time before, he was bewildered by the charm, and at that time there was a little goblin named Xiangling beside Shen Zhenyi. At that time, Shen Zhenyi was very charming and sultry, and Lian Xiangling confused him, and in the end they didn't know what they did to them. In short, when Chen Shang recalled that time, he still felt very wonderful. "You," Chen Shang looked at the queen in a red dress and said, "You are Zhenyi. Little villain, you still have a little conscience, and you haven't forgotten me." Shen Zhenyi laughed. "Zhenyi, that day your demon soul lady suddenly disappeared, what did you and Xiangling do to me?" Chen Shang asked. Cough cough. Nothing was done. Shen Zhenyi stuck out her tongue and said, "Come on, get down to business." Chen Shang opened his heart and saw clearly, he knew that Shen Zhenyi was lying just now, they must have done something to them. This is, Chen Shang asked, looking at the demon queen wearing a white dress. This is the queen of the northern demon soul. Shen Zhenyi said. It is also my ally, what can you say directly? It is completely trustworthy. Chen Shang glanced at Tianguxing and stopped talking, because he was somewhat uneasy. Go ahead, since Jane can trust you, I'll trust you too. Queen Bei's voice sounded cold, but it was very nice. Her voice was very different from Shen Zhenyi. Tianguxing, there is a high possibility that it is a purgatory blood star. Chen Shang said that he didn't want to talk about the conflict between himself and the Blood Master, because this matter is of great importance and cannot be known to too many people. Do you have evidence to prove that what you said is true? Asked the Queen of the North, and there was no emotional change from her expression. I can't prove it, but I can see it. Chen Shang said. The space secret technique I master can see the deep space turbulence. Chen Shang then explained in detail how the blood of purgatory was formed, and the matter of the Tianggu star clan. Regarding these things, the two queens are not very clear, but Chen Shang can speak with nose and eyes, it doesn't sound like he is lying. Shen Zhenyi knew about the conflict between Chen Shang and the Blood Master, but she also knew that too many people could not know about it. Once Chen Shang is exposed, the Blood Lord will definitely chase and kill Chen Shang madly. Forget it if you don't believe me. Chen Shang spread his hands and said, Zhenyi, can we talk alone? We haven't seen each other for so long, I miss you a lot. While he was talking, he held Shen Zhenyi's hand, which made Shen Zhenyi's soft face flush slightly. On the side of the Queen of the North, her face changed a little, she frowned lightly. She used to think that Shen Zhenyi and Shen Shang were just friends, very good friends. But now it seems that it is not just friends, but lovers. The four queens have been competing with each other for a long time, never knowing that Shen Zhenyi has a man. Cough cough. Shen Zhenyi gave Chen Shang a light glance, and said in a low voice, why are you so anxious, someone is here. Zhenyi, is he your man? The North Queen asked. It's my man. He has rescued the demon soul girl country many times, is that okay? Shen Zhenyi also boldly admitted and said, you three, you look like old bachelors, you must have never had such an experience, are you envious? Don't envy, men will only drag me down. I don't need men. The North Queen said coldly. Also, I don't believe a word of what he said. If you don't believe it, I believe it. Shen Zhenyi said, I will contact my ghost girl country and prepare for action. Chen Shang let out a long sigh of relief. Shen Zhenyi just needs to believe him, as for whether the North Queen believes it or not, that's none of his business. The Queen of the North fell into contemplation. She is thinking, if what Chen Shang said is true, Tianguxing can really become a purgatory blood star, then the three of them will lose the first chance. And Shen Zhenyi, who took the lead, will definitely become the first of the four demon queens, and she will definitely be able to unify the demon queen. This important matter must be discussed by the four queens. You can't act without authorization. The North Queen said, we made an agreement before that when we face a crisis, we are one. Now that we are in crisis, let's discuss countermeasures together. If you don't believe it, then there's no room for negotiation. Do you want to stop me from acting? Shen Zhenyi said with a strong attitude, I believe in him, and naturally I have my reasons. Because he rescued my demon girl country, he has no reason to harm us. Shen Zhenyi just said that. She has to further confirm the authenticity of the conflict between Chen Shang and the Blood Master. It's just that this requires her and Chen Shang to be alone. Seeing that the relationship between Chen Shang and Shen Zhenyi was not easy, Queen Bei knew that they must have something to hide from herself. Are you hiding something from me? Queen Bei looked at Chen Shang and asked, you should have evidence, but you only show her, right? Of course Chen Shang has proof, because he has a lot of purgatory blood in his hands. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5105, Gain Trust. Although Chen Shang had evidence, he didn't want to tell these two queens that he had obtained a lot of purgatory blood, so as not to be missed by them. After all, purgatory blood is a very scarce resource, and he is very lacking right now. The Queen of the North stared at Chen Shang, looking a bit strong like that. Hey, don't look at my man like that. I know my man is handsome, but what do you mean by staring at him like that? But I don't exist, right? Well, if you like him, you can take it from me. Shen Zhenyi also knew that there were some things Chen Shang couldn't talk about, so she hurriedly disturbed Queen Bei. What did you say? I will fall in love with him. The Queen of the North was really provoked, and said coldly, those of us who are queens should not have a relationship between men and women, and we must focus on the entire demon soul girl country. With a little man, he is not qualified to be a queen at all. Hey, my man has been recognized by all the sisters. I have been separated from him for many years, and many little sisters miss him more than me over the years. Shen Zhenyi smiled proudly. I know, I'm jealous that I have such a good man and you don't. Shut up, the Queen of the North snorted. Don't break the topic. I still stick to my previous attitude, and I won't allow you to leave at will, and I won't allow you to mess around. I have evidence, Chen Shang said suddenly. Take it out, said the Northern Queen. Chen Shang made the divine mirror of 6 paths a lot bigger, and then released Li Yuanyuan. Seeing such a beautiful woman who is also very gentle and considerate with Shen Shang, this made Shen Zhenyi secretly unhappy. She is my slave girl, she used to be the blood slave of the blood master, I saved her. Then she voluntarily became my slave. Chen Shang said. However, you must keep this matter a secret, once the blood master finds out, she and I are both in danger. Hello, 2 sisters. Li Yuanyuan didn't know what happened, but only knew that the strength of the 2 queens was extremely powerful, far above her. She had heard from Chen Shang before that there were many women around her, so she thought that these 2 queens were both Chen Zhang's women. Facing the woman, and she was still an enslaved woman, the North Queen's eyes softened a lot. Do you have a master-slave contract? The Queen of the North asked. Yes, the master-slave contract that the Blood Lord forced me to sign before is very special and cannot be cancelled, but it can be replaced. Li Yuanyuan bowed her head slightly, not daring to look directly at Queen Bei, and explained softly, although I have a contract with young Master Shen, but he treated me well and didn't treat me as a slave girl. That's true, when Li Yuanyuan and Chen Shang were alone, they were like little lovers clinging to Chen Shang, and they didn't look like slave girls at all. For this, Shen Zhenyi has no doubts, because she has also had such an experience, and once signed a master-slave contract with Chen Shang. I have been to the Purgatory Blood Star where the Blood Master is located before. I was specifically looking for the Purgatory Blood Star to find that star. Chen Shang said, and then I met Yuanyuan. Li Yuanyuan was very flustered, she thought that the women around Chen Shang were all about the same strength as her, so Chen Shang was able to conquer them. I didn't expect that the 2 I met so far seemed to be stronger than Chen Shang, and they were also extremely powerful. Strong look. She was very curious, how did Chen Shang manage these 2 women? They look exactly the same, like twins. She does have the aura of purgatory blood, and the marrow of purgatory. The North Queen looked at Li Yuanyuan carefully and nodded. At this time, Shen Zhenyi also took Chen Zhang's arm, looked very intimate, and said, Sister Bei, if you let me go back and bring someone over first, we can't miss this opportunity. Even if there is no problem, it's just a matter of time. I just ran for nothing. Let's go back first, and then let's sit down and talk. Queen Bei said. Anyway, I support you now. Chen Shang felt a little strange, why did Queen Bei think Li Yuanyuan was credible when she saw Li Yuanyuan? He felt that releasing Li Yuanyuan was not too convincing, but the Queen of the North believed it. The Blood Lord can sense Yuanyuan, so I try to keep her away from the Blood Lord as much as possible, it will be much safer. Chen Shang said, he was worried that the North Queen would take Li Yuanyuan away. Little girl, can you give me a small bottle of blood? Queen Bei asked, her voice much softer, showing that she had a different attitude when facing women. Well, yes, Li Yuanyuan nodded lightly, took the bottle handed over by the Queen of the North, and filled it up. Don't worry, I will definitely kill the Blood Lord, so that you can be completely freed. After the Northern Queen finished speaking, she flew to Tianguxing. I'll go back with her first, we'll get together next time alone. Shen Zhenyi smiled charmingly, kissed Chen Zhang's lips, and then smiled at Li Yuanyuan. Little girl, take care of this little villain, don't be bullied by him. Shen Zhenyi also wants to go back and discuss countermeasures with the 3 queens. After all, this matter is very important. If Tianguxing is really a purgatory blood star, it will be a good opportunity. Chen Shang watched them leave, and then took a long breath. Master, are they, all your women? That elder sister in a white dress seems a little cold to you. Li Yuanyuan asked. That's not the one who kissed me. Chen Shang said with a smile. I haven't seen her for many years, I didn't expect her to be so strong now, it's pretty good. Young master, you are so powerful that you can make such a powerful woman give up on you. Li Yuanyuan suddenly felt inferior, because she was only Chen Zhang's slave girl. No wonder Chen Shang always resisted her. Good luck, Chen Shang laughed and said. By the way, what were they arguing about just now? Li Yuanyuan was very curious. That star is going to become a purgatory blood star. The blood master has already gone to that star, and there will be a battle. The one in the white dress, she doesn't believe me. Chen Shang said. I don't know why, she saw you then I believed it. It should be that she has a strong intuition and found that my physique is different. Li Yuanyuan said. My body is remodeled through the marrow of purgatory, and has some kind of induction with the blood star of purgatory. She should have seen something. Really, no wonder she kept staring at you just now. Chen Shang frowned and said, this woman is quite powerful. She's very strong. I think she's stronger than that red-skirted sister. Li Yuanyuan said. She should have cultivated a purgatory body, and she is still a very strong purgatory body. Ah, it doesn't look like it. Chen Shang said, why didn't I feel it? That's why I said she is very strong. Because she hides very well. Li Yuanyuan said. The body of purgatory also has many realms, and I don't know what realm she has cultivated to. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5106, Great Blood Pill. Chen Shang had just cultivated the body of purgatory, and he could feel that his body was much stronger than before. And now it seems that the body of purgatory actually has a higher realm. Yuan, didn't you say it before? Cultivating the body of purgatory is at least the cultivation level of the heavenly ancient saint Immortal, that is to say, the North Queen is the heavenly ancient saint Immortal. Chen Shang asked. At least it's the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. She hides her strength. I can't see it. Li Yuanyuan shook her head gently. It may also be the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. The Blood Master is the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit's cultivation base. She said that she can destroying the Blood Lord. Is she the Holy Spirit of heaven? Okay, it seems that I have to become stronger as soon as possible. Chen Shang looked at Tianguxing. If he does not have a higher cultivation level, he will not be able to participate in the face of the Blood Master, or the powerhouse of other ancient great forces. Young Master, it's very difficult to become stronger. From the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit to the heavenly ancient Saint Immortal, there are not tens of thousands of years and hundreds of thousands of years, and it is impossible to break through. Li Yuanyuan shook his head and said, people with extraordinary talents have to endure hardships, tens of thousands of years. Li Yuanyuan is now only a heavenly ancient fan spiritualist, and she does not know when she will become a heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. I'm different from others, Chen Shang said with a smile. Just watch it. Chen Shang gave Shen Junyi a communication talisman before, and when she returned the original communication talisman to Kalian. Kalian got the communication talisman, and immediately contacted Chen Shang. She is so anxious to see you, what is the matter? Chen Shang briefly talked about the Blood Master, and then said that Tianguxing was the Purgatory Blood Star. After Kalian heard it, she was also shocked. Leonor, do you think the 100 Flowers Temple has enough strength to compete with the heavenly ancient stars? Chen Shang said, if you don't have enough strength, there will be heavy casualties. I don't know, the 100 Flowers Temple is still too far behind compared to the Demon Nation. Kalian said, I will contact the 100 Flowers Temple and let them discuss it. Kalian is actually reluctant to let the 100 Flowers Temple dispatch, because it is too risky. If the 100 Flowers Temple is going to be dispatched, it will also dispatch those powerful women. Chen Shang was still far away in the outer space of Tianguxing. He tried to contact Tianguxingling through the Six Paths Divine Mirror, and wanted to determine the current situation of Tianguxing. It took him more than half a day to finally contact the heavenly ancient star spirit. Master Xingling, what is the current situation of Tianguxing? Chen Shang asked. Tianguxing, Xingling wondered. Yeah, the name I gave. Chen Shang said. I don't know what happened, I suddenly bleed. Tianguxingling seemed to be very troubled, and his tone was full of helplessness. There is purgatory blood coming out. Ah, a lot. Chen Shang was shocked. He thought that the bloodstain in space was just about to appear, but he didn't expect it to have formed by now. Many. But I can't control this place. I'm almost at the end. I've lived so long, it's time to go. Tianguxingling's voice was full of vicissitudes and helplessness. Master Xingling, what exactly happened there? Can you tell me in detail? Chen Shang asked. This star is going to become a purgatory blood star. The birth of a blood star means that many living beings will die. Tianguxingling said. I can't control this kind of thing at all. Master, what did Tiangu Xing turn into in the end? Chen Shang was also very anxious. The birth of this purgatory blood star didn't seem to be that simple, and it was also very terrifying. I don't know. My soul will dissipate, mix with the blood of purgatory, and then be swallowed by the original Tiangu Star clan. I don't know what will happen to the Tiangu Star clan when they get the blood of purgatory. I hope they can be well. Let's go. Tiangu Xingling said. Goodbye boy, I hope you are also well, get away from Tiangu Xing. Master, don't go, Chen Shang hurriedly shouted. I still have a lot of things to ask you. Thank you for the name you gave me, thank you for letting me lift the seal. Tiangu Xingling said. I will give you a gift at last as a thank you, take it. After Tiangu Xingling finished speaking, I saw that Tiangu Xing suddenly shot a huge golden light, and it was shot towards him. Young master, there is a situation. Li Yuanyuan hurriedly shouted. Master, what is that? Chen Shang also hurriedly asked, then avoided the terrifying bright light. This is the purgatory blood pill I made. Master, look at how I made it. I am really happy to make pills, ha ha ha. Master, farewell. After Chen Shang heard the voice of the heavenly ancient star spirit, he immediately controlled the six paths divine mirror and took away that huge purgatory blood pill. At the same time, he could sense a large number of people flying towards him. Not good. Chen Shang immediately pulled Li Yuanyuan's hand tightly, and then made a space jump, away from where he was just now. The purgatory blood pill released by the heavenly ancient star spirit before its death is exactly what the great forces gathered in the heavenly ancient star are looking for. However, it has now fallen into Chen Zhang's hands. Little bastard, there was a big movement in Tianguxing just now, did you notice it? It is said that a large purgatory blood pill flew out. Can you find where it is? Shen Zhenyi immediately asked Chen Shang in a voice. I saw that light, and many people flew out after me. I was worried that the blood master would also come out, so I immediately slipped away. I didn't expect it to be a purgatory blood pill. Chen Shang pretended not to know about this. Be careful, those guys have gone to outer space now. Shen Zhenyi also instructed Chen Shang. He didn't dare to say anything about this matter. If it was accidentally spread, he would not only be chased by the Blood Lord, but also by a large group of powerhouses from ancient forces. Little villain, did you get the purgatory blood pill that flew out just now? Kalian asked through voice transmission. This is in my hands. Leonor, don't say it anywhere. I will become the public enemy of the ancient purgatory. Chen Shang knew that some things could not be hidden from Kai Lian, because Kai Lian still knew him very well. I won't talk nonsense. You'd better stay away from Tianguxing now. Kalian urged. It will be more and more dangerous here. By the way, over the 100 Flowers Temple, how did they negotiate? Chen Shang asked. They decided to take action, but they won't send too many people. Kalian said. As for who to send, they are discussing. There should only be a few. At that time, they will also join the Ghost Girl country and help the ghosts. Women's country, so that in the future, you can rely on the female country of demon souls to obtain the blood of purgatory. That's okay, Chen Shang said. Leonor, I'll slip away first, and come back after a while, you have to be careful. Take care. Kai Lian felt more relieved when she learned that Chen Shang was leaving. Teacher, go all the way. Chen Shang looked at Tiangu Xing and sighed. Chen Shang slipped very quickly and far this time. He had a purgatory blood pill of that size in his hand, plus a large amount of purgatory blood, of course he had to run farther to digest it. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5107, Super Dance. The divine mirror of six paths was flying fast. Chen Shang and Li Yuanyuan were sitting on it, looking at the heavenly ancient star which was far away from him, recalling that the heavenly ancient starling called him Master. He couldn't help but feel a burst of emotion in his heart. The reason why Tiangu Xingling called him that was because he learned from his alchemy, and then refined the purgatory blood elixir. Tiangu Xingling should be too old to die naturally. Chen Shang felt that it was a pity, a star spirit who knew how to concoct pills was very rare, so he just left. The blood in the space should have appeared very early, but the blood of purgatory was absorbed by the heavenly ancient star spirit, so there was no movement. Chen Shang said. Just now, the blood master didn't chase after him, otherwise he might find me. Brother, will the blood master perceive the location of the bloodstain in space? Then go look for it immediately. Sister Xiaojing was very worried about this. Probably not. The heavenly ancient star spirit will deal with the bloodstain in space before dying. Chen Shang said. This guy is so smart, there must be a way to temporarily seal it for a while. With the ability of the ancient star spirits, he must know what the blood marks in space mean, and he will definitely hide them in advance. No matter what, it will be exposed sooner or later. Sister Xiaojing said. It must not fall into the hands of the blood master. Of course Chen Shang didn't want such a thing to happen, so he had to improve his strength quickly. The divine mirror of 6 paths made several space jumps, and after it was far enough away from the Tianghu star, he just found a random star to land on. The light emitted by this star is relatively dim, but its size is very large. This kind of star is usually very ancient, and it consumes a lot of energy before it gradually dims. The stars are also very desolate. It seems that after many battles, there are still many traces left by battles. Chen Shang took Li Yuanyuan into the deep ground, released the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, and then entered the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda with Li Yuanyuan. The Fruit Demon clan is also in the Immortal War Profound Demon Tower, but on other floors, they are all free and easy, and Chen Shang doesn't often bother them. The Shenzhen Profound Demon Pagoda was originally very large, but after being acquired by Chen Shang, it has undergone many sacrifices and transformations, and it can be large or small. The environment where Chen Shang was located was beautiful, with mountains, water, and a prairie. Li Yuanyuan was running around here, she couldn't see that she was such a lively woman before. Chen Shang was still uneasy when he came here, and released the divine mirror of 6 paths and the divine furnace. Because he was going to release that big purgatory blood pill. Yuanyuan, come here, Chen Shang shouted, calling Li Yuanyuan back. Master, what's the matter? Li Yuanyuan ran back to Chen Shang. If the Blood Lord is approaching, you should be able to sense it, right? Chen Shang asked. Yes, Li Yuanyuan nodded and said with certainty, if he is nearby, I will know right away. This is also the reason why Chen Shang brought Li Yuanyuan, so that he can know whether the Blood Master is approaching. By the way, son, what was the thing that spewed out of that star before? I felt a strong blood energy at that time. Li Yuanyuan asked. She had asked before, but Chen Shang didn't answer, and his face was very serious, so she didn't ask again. You'll find out later. Chen Shang asked Sister Xiaojing to release the purgatory blood pill. The divine mirror of 6 paths swayed a space fluctuation, and the golden purgatory blood pill flew out from the divine mirror of 6 paths, and then slowly landed on the mirror surface of the divine mirror of 6 paths. This purgatory blood pill is very large, more than 100 feet high. Li Yuanyuan was shocked when he saw this big thing. Is this the blood of purgatory? Or the marrow of purgatory? Very strong blood, Li Yuanyuan said in surprise. Master, what is this? I have never seen such a strong purgatory blood. This is the purgatory blood pill. It is made from a large amount of purgatory blood. Chen Shang said. What, you call this thing Dan? It's too big. Li Yuanyuan opened her mouth wide in disbelief. This is indeed the purgatory blood pill. Chen Shang was also shocked, he didn't expect the heavenly ancient star spirit to gather so much purgatory blood. Isn't all Dan a very small one? Li Yuanyuan said, I just heard about it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm an alchemist, Chen Shang said with a smile. You will definitely be able to eat the alchemy that I make often in the future. Son, this pill is so big, how do you eat it? Li Yuanyuan said, if you can eat it and refine it completely, you will definitely be able to cultivate a very powerful purgatory body. Chen Shang felt the same way. He was also investigating this purgatory blood pill at this time, and found that there was still a lot of room for improvement. After all, Tianghu Xingling has just learned alchemy, and the method is still very unfamiliar. He controlled the purgatory blood pill to enter the world-defying divine furnace, and planned to refine it again. This pill can still be made smaller, and the quality can be improved even more. Chen Shang took a deep breath, he hadn't made such a big thing for a long time. He used to refine the ancestral source of Taoism, as well as the mother source, which are big things, so he has experience in this area. This requires a lot of energy, so he chose this ancient star. There are no other creatures on this star, and the energy of the star will not cause any movement. Li Yuanyuan watched from the side. Chen Shang needed her to sense whether the blood master was approaching. Although Chen Shang has already added several layers of protection, he is still worried about leaking his breath. After all, this is a huge purgatory blood pill. The world-defying divine furnace has also become very large, and will become smaller as the purgatory blood pill becomes smaller. The Six Paths Divine Mirror cooperates with the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda to absorb the energy of the stars, and then injects it into the inside of the world-defying divine furnace. Chen Shang uses the technique of heaven alchemy to refine pills. In order to speed up the speed, the Six Paths Divine Mirror also opens the time domain. Son, the blood energy is getting stronger and stronger. Li Yuanyuan frowned and said, if it leaks out, even if the blood master is far away, it is possible to sense that that guy is the blood master after all, and he is very sensitive to this kind of blood energy. Don't be afraid, even if he wants to come, it will take some time. Chen Shang knew that the blood master could also perform space jumps, but it was still far from the Tianggu Xing. Moreover, the blood energy is only in the Immortal War Profound Demon Tower, and it has not spread out. Even the world-defying divine furnace and the Six Paths Divine Mirror can't stop the strong blood energy, which shows how strong that purgatory blood pill is. The purgatory blood pill is now not only qi, but also a force that is unstoppable, constantly erupting, and this is what gives Chen Shang the most headache. Brother, I can't continue. Sister Xiaojing suddenly felt something, and hurriedly sent a voice transmission to Chen Shang. Tianggu Purgatory also has the Tao Law. If you continue to practice, you will surpass the boundaries set by the heavenly ancient purgatory law, and you will suppressed by the power of the law. Sister Xiaojing is very sensitive to this point, because this star has been shrouded in a very powerful sky, which is obviously the power of the natural law of the ancient purgatory. The potential of the purgatory blood pill also spread out, and the two potentials seem to be colliding. Do you like this site? Donate here. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5108. Purgatory Catastrophe. Chen Shang also gradually realized it, he didn't expect to make the movement so big in the end. I don't know what will happen next. Chen Shang should stop now, or else the power of the Dan will continue to increase, and the power of the heavenly ancient purgatory will also increase, and then compete with each other. If the power of Dan suppresses the power of the ancient purgatory, there may be a catastrophe next, and the movement will be even stronger. Chen Shang was reluctant to give up, because he had already entered an advanced stage of refining this pill. If he gave up now, it would be in vain, and it would even cause this pill to weaken in all aspects, even weaker than the original appearance. Brother, do you want to continue? Sister Xiaojing asked. Of course we have to continue. Chen Shang said. The heavenly tribulation of the heavenly ancient purgatory, right? We should see it, because there will definitely be heavenly tribulations in the future. The heavenly ancient purgatory is not our world-defying universe, the heavenly rules here are natural. It's not up to us. Yes, I'm just worried that it will make a big noise and attract the blood master. Said Sister Xiaojing. No, even if there is a big movement, the blood energy of the purgatory blood pill is still controllable. Now it's just leaking the pill's potential, and the star where we are located is so far away from the Tianggu star, even if it spreads to the Tianggu star, it is still a lot. It's time for the sky. Chen Shang thought that the distance was very far, so he didn't worry too much. Even if the blood energy overflowed, according to this distance, it would take several years to drift to Tianggu Xing. This is also the reason why Chen Shang chose to run very far before, so far that it is difficult to contact him with a communication talisman. Unless he takes the initiative to send a message through the Six Paths Divine Mirror, otherwise the people in Tianggu Xing will not be able to use the communication talisman to contact him at all. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing continued to work together to refine that purgatory blood pill. Li Yuanyuan couldn't imagine what would happen to such a huge purgatory blood pill after it was continued to be refined. Now that she is beside Chen Shang, she has already sensed that powerful alchemy force. She knew nothing about alchemy, but now she feels that alchemy is so complicated and difficult. Brother, if there is a catastrophe, you shouldn't be able to come in. Sister Xiaojing said. I guess the power of the catastrophe should wreak havoc on the surface of the stars. Chen Shang entered the depths of the stars, and then released the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, which was already separated by 2 floors, so Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing felt that the power of heaven could not enter. So we can continue to practice. Chen Shang said with a smile, the calamity of the heavenly ancient purgatory can't help us. As long as we hide well enough, the catastrophe is no big deal. Sister Xiaojing also laughed. The purgatory blood pill continues to become smaller, and the quality will increase with each small circle. After all, it consumes the energy of this star to refine, and the purgatory blood pill is also equivalent to absorbing the energy of the star to cultivate itself. Brother, do you think this pill can be eaten directly? Sister Xiaojing asked. Although it has been pressed for a long time, it is still very big. I don't know if I can eat it, Chen Shang said. Anyway, there is a lot of purgatory blood inside this pill, which must have a great effect. When Tianggu Xingling was refining, it seems that many things were added, so it is not a pure purgatory blood pill. Sister Xiaojing had carefully investigated before, and said, I don't know if Tianggu Xingling has joined some. What? It should be the energy of Tiangguxing. So this pill is indeed not a pure purgatory blood pill. Chen Shang only discovered it when he was concocting pills. He tried to figure out what kind of energy it was, but after coming into contact with it, he only felt very mysterious. As Chen Shang continued to perceive deeply, he also found out, and said, Sister Jing, the energy inside this pill is very strange. After the energy of Tianggu Xing was fused with the blood of purgatory, there was a very miraculous reaction, and a strange fusion was formed. Energy. What kind of abilities do you have? Sister Xiaojing was also very curious. I don't know. Chen Shang shook his head and said, even if it is the heavenly ancient star spirit, it may not know what kind of energy it is, continue refining it. He can only continue alchemy. Outside this star, two auras are colliding. The ancient and vicissitudes of the stars are now shrouded in Dan power, emitting a faint golden light, and the sky of the ancient purgatory is fiery red, turning into a gust of wind to impact the stars. Boom boom boom. The stars began to vibrate, and the collision of potential was already very intense. If the catastrophe fell, the movement would definitely be even greater. Chen Shang and the others were already able to sense the vibrations in the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, as well as the terrifying heavenly ancient purgatory. Sir, what's the situation? Li Yuanyuan began to be afraid to come out, and now she feels like she is in the sea of violent wind and waves. Her feeling is not wrong. At this time, the sky outside the stars is indeed like a gust of wind and waves. Even though the stars are already huge, they are like a small boat in the sea, very small and powerless. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing both underestimated the power of the sky. The power of the sky is so powerful, so if the catastrophe falls, the power will not be weak. Brother, the calamity of Tianggu Purgatory is more terrifying than we imagined. Although it hasn't appeared yet, it's not far away, maybe it will come in. Sister Xiaojing began to worry. You can indeed come in. Chen Shang frowned and said, you can only take one step at a time. Li Yuanyuan was shivering at this time. It was the first time she saw Chen Shang concocting alchemy, and she did not expect to experience such a thing. Master, what's the situation? Was it caused by alchemy? Li Yuanyuan asked. Yuanyuan, wait a minute, what happens? I will put you into the divine mirror of 6 paths as soon as possible. Chen Shang said. Well, you must be careful. Li Yuanyuan urged. The sky outside is madly colliding with Dance, and Dance is still stubbornly resisting. At this time, the sky outside began to condense together, like a huge cyclone, located in the sky above the stars, and now it began to condense the sky. Sister Jing, I feel that the pill itself is not weak, maybe it can withstand it. Or, that pill needs to go through a catastrophe before it can grow completely. Chen Shang said, that pill has created something special by itself. Power may need to go through the catastrophe before it can be completely created. So, we have to go out to deal with it. Sister Xiaojing said, if it fails, this pill will be completely gone. If it's gone, it's gone. Chen Shang said, alchemy is always like this, not to mention that we are not ordinary pills now. Okay, Sister Xiaojing agreed with Chen Zhang's decision. Chen Shang first let Li Yuanyuan enter the 6 paths divine mirror to hide, and then he brought the world-defying divine furnace to the surface of the stars. World-defying Dan God Chapter 5109, Superstar Rebirth. After Chen Shang came out, as soon as he looked up, he could see a huge and shocking fiery red cyclone, which was composed of the heavenly power of the heavenly ancient purgatory. On the stars of the ancient purgatory, the sky that I see is all fiery red. Although the cyclone is also fiery red, it emits strong light, and the cyclone is still spinning wildly, so it is extremely shocking. The entire star was shrouded in a cyclone. One can imagine how huge that cyclone was. Brother, do you open the pill furnace? Or what? Sister Xiaojing asked. No, let's continue alchemy. Chen Shang said. the calamity is not ready yet, we still have time to strengthen this pill. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing joined hands to continue alchemy, frantically extracting the energy of this star through the Six Paths Divine Mirror, injecting it into the world-defying divine furnace, and then Chen Shang running the heaven alchemy technique. Sister Mirror, the Six Paths Divine Mirror has grown bigger. Chen Shang said, then open the Six Paths Taiji formation, as well as the world-defying universe map and the world-defying mountains and rivers map. Yes, Sister Xiaojing replied. She knew that Chen Shang was going to use all his firepower now, which was rare. After the divine mirror of Six Paths became huge, Chen Shang released the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, the whole tower became incomparably huge, straight into the sky, and stabbed into the sky cyclone. The incomparably huge Six Paths Divine Mirror rotates the Six Paths Taiji formation, and a Taiji diagram appears on the mirror surface and rotates rapidly, and then begins to gather and extract the sky power in the air. In the middle of the Six Paths Divine Mirror is the world-defying divine furnace, and all the energy gathered by the Six Path Divine Mirrors is injected into the inside of the world-defying divine furnace. The Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda is also extracting the power of the sky at this moment, and then pours into the world-defying divine furnace through the Six Path Divine Mirror. The world-defining mountains and rivers map appears, covering a large area of the stars, which can speed up the extraction of the energy of this star. There are a large number of stars in the world-defining universe map, which can not only release energy, but also form a star map, attracting the energy of other stars in the ancient purgatory to pour in. Chen Shang wants to use the power of heaven to make pills. Right now the catastrophe is coming, he is actually licking the wool of the sky, and he really absorbed a lot in one breath. The power of the sky was originally increased very quickly, but now it has become much slower. If Chen Zhang's extraction speed is fast enough, he might be able to weaken the power of the sky. However, when he did this, he also stimulated the momentum of the sky, and then there were space cracks around the outside of the stars. Under those space cracks are not space turbulence, but fiery red space cracks. After Chen Shang saw it, he was secretly shocked. This meant that the heavenly ancient purgatory had a double dimension, and the double dimension was even more powerful, containing extremely vast energy. He suspects that under the double space, there may be liquid energy flowing everywhere, and the crack in the space just opened allows him to see the things under the double space of the ancient purgatory. Brother, Tianghu purgatory is terrible. It's so huge and strong, but there is still a double space. Sister Xiaojing said in fear. Did you see? Its double space emits strong light, and the energy there is incomparable. Intense, like an ocean of energy. I saw it. Chen Shang was also terrified. We seem to have angered Tianghu Purgatory. Yes, brother, we may be finished. Will Tianghu Purgatory attack with all its strength? Sister Xiaojing was very worried. Let's run away now. Chen Shang looked around the sky, shook his head and said, we have no chance. Look at the space cracks all around you. The cracked space cracks are all fiery red, and they also emit golden light. At this moment, those space cracks actually overflowed with fiery red liquid, gushing out from all directions, into the celestial cyclone in the sky. It's like several huge fiery red celestial rivers flowing out, rushing towards the cyclone. Fuck him, we're finished. Chen Shang was very desperate. He did not expect that the double space of Tianghu Purgatory would directly spew out this kind of energy concentrated into liquid. If it's just gaseous energy, that's fine. I didn't expect it to be a thick liquid energy when it comes up. How can I stop it? Brother, what should we do now? Sister Xiaojing was so frightened that they couldn't run away now. There is another way, Chen Shang said. Let's stop alchemy immediately. He had to stop. Fortunately, the divine world-defying furnace was also very strong, and after stopping, the situation in the furnace could be stabilized. But after the robbery, it will still go to the pill in the world-defying divine furnace. Said Sister Xiaojing. Girl Jing, we are now using all our strength to help this star absorb energy. Chen Shang said. Although this star is very old, it is a good carrier. Sister Xiaojing immediately understood what Chen Shang meant, and said, we have to pay a huge price this time. I plan to give all the stars in the world-defying universe map to this one. Chen Shang and the others couldn't stop the next catastrophe, but this star might be able to stop it. Sister Jing, the stars in the world-defying cosmos map are relatively weak, and they can't keep up with this ancient purgatory. It's okay to release them all, we will collect them again in the future. Chen Shang comforted. The stars in the ancient purgatory are very good. You can collect the stars here in the future. Sister Xiaojing has been thinking about it, but she just can't take it away. Let's start, Sister Xiaojing said solemnly. Brother, let's go. The stars of the world-defying universe map poured out and fell on this huge and ancient star. Sister Xiaojing also controls a large number of stars to form a star array, spreads them on the stars, and then cooperates with the world-defining universe map to inject energy into the ancient superstar. The six-path divine mirror was suspended in the air and became very huge, and began to spin, frantically extracting the energy of the cyclone and breaking into the ancient superstar. The ancient giant star seemed to wake up suddenly at this moment, and I don't know what happened. The surface began to melt, and the countless stars that fell on the surface of the ancient giant star were also melted into liquid. It's useful. Chen Shang was pleasantly surprised. Sister Jing, let's continue, extract as much energy as possible. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing activated this ancient superstar with one operation. The ancient superstar actually began to spin, and the rotation speed gradually became faster. If it is the pill that faces the catastrophe, it may not be able to resist, but if it is resisted by this ancient superstar, then there is no problem. Let's go, Chen Shang shouted. I'll leave it to this ancient superstar. Chen Shang put away the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, the Six Paths Divine Mirror became smaller, and then took the world-defying Divine Furnace to make a space jump and entered the depths of the ancient superstar. The energy of the double space of the ancient purgatory poured out through the cracks in the space, and then part of it flowed into the cyclone to brew the catastrophe, and part of it was actually sucked away by the ancient superstar. Brother, if this star is killed, we can still run. Sister Xiaojing said. Now it's this star to save the calamity. If it succeeds, this star will usher in a new life. World-defying Dan God Chapter 5110, Ancient Catastrophe. Most of the stars in the ancient purgatory are the kind that remain in place. If the energy is exhausted, it is basically difficult to replenish it. Because the huge stars here are very far away from other stars, and if they cannot be touched, they cannot devour other stars at all, so once the energy consumption is almost the same, the stars will gradually become dead stars. The star where Chen Shang is at this time has not completely died, and there is still a breath, but there is no consciousness and no star spirit. For such a vibrant star as Tianggu Xing, the celestial spirit will die of old age, not to mention this ancient superstar. What Chen Shang is worried about now is that the stars do not have celestial spirits, so they will not be so active when resisting the catastrophe. Brother, although this star has no protoss, it can still absorb the energy from the outside itself. Sister Xiaojing said, it should be because this star has been hungry for too long. Now that there is energy nearby, it is absorbed greedily. This is also the instinct of the stars. This star is very huge and has a strong gravity. As long as the energy is close to the star, it will be sucked in by the gravity of the star. The cyclone in the sky contains extremely strong energy, and the mass is very large, and it is naturally sucked away by the gravity of the stars. And the liquid energy overflowing from the double space cracks in all directions is extremely rich energy, and it is easier to be sucked away by the gravity of the stars. Although Chen Shang doesn't know much about the stars in Tianggu Purgatory, he knows that the stars here are very strong and difficult to take away, so he believes that even the heavenly tribulation of Tianggu Purgatory cannot destroy the stars here. Chen Shang hid under the deep ground of the stars, and there was a roaring sound from above, and the catastrophe began to fall. Brother, go out and have a look. If you can, let the world-defying divine furnace out, and let that pill accept the baptism of heaven. Sister Xiaojing said. It feels like this can make that pill stronger. Yeah, I'm going out now. Chen Shang was also very curious what the calamity of the ancient purgatory was like. He jumped to the ground in space, and saw that huge cyclone, constantly blasting thick lightning, and when each fiery red lightning flashed, it looked like an angry dragon. This lightning is really like a dragon. Chen Shang was amazed. When the lightning appeared, he could clearly see the huge fiery red angry dragon rushing down from the cyclone. The power of the robbery is extremely strong, but now they are all smashing on the ground, not near Chen Shang, so he didn't feel anything, but the power also made him feel scared. He released the world-defying divine furnace and continued alchemy. Boom! It didn't take long for it to start, and a lightning bolt of dragon transformation fell, bombarding the world-defying divine furnace. There was a buzzing sound from the arrogant furnace. Chen Shang did as Sister Xiaojing said, and was also released by the Six Paths Divine Mirror. In the eyes of Sister Xiaojing, the heavenly tribulation of the ancient purgatory was very powerful, and this was an opportunity to sacrifice the divine weapon. Sacrifice and refining divine weapons and artifacts not only require flames, but also sometimes thunder and lightning strikes to increase potential for divine weapons and artifacts. Chen Shang hid in the distance, watching the thunder and lightning in the sky continue to pound down, ravaging those divine weapons and artifacts. Even the Qinglong demon slaughtering knife became very large, and was introduced by the thunder and lightning of the robbery. What Chen Shang didn't expect was that the Qinglong demon slaughtering saber was blasted a few times, and a layer of skin was actually blasted off, and a lot of debris was dropped. Sister Xiaojing controlled the Six Paths Divine Mirror to shoot a beam of light on the Qinglong demon slayer sword to repair the divine sword. Unfortunately, the Xuanwu diamond armor is no longer available, it seems that it can only be retrained. Chen Shang couldn't find the Xuanwu Vajra armor, so he could only entrust the women of the 100 Flowers Temple to help him retrain. He told Kalian before that she should contact Lu Menger to do this. Brother, it doesn't matter. The calamity of the ancient purgatory is still relatively easy to attract. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. Sister Mirror, can the Six Paths Divine Mirror be able to stop it? I'm a little worried. Chen Shang was immediately worried when he saw that the Qinglong demon slaughtering sword could be knocked off. It's okay. Sister Xiaojing was very confident. I don't know how long the catastrophe here will last. In short, this star has been reborn. Chen Shang can feel that the energy is much stronger. Maybe after the end, this star is not necessarily stronger than before. The world-defying divine furnace has been bombarded many times. After all, this catastrophe was mainly caused by the purgatory blood pill inside, so it is normal to be taken care of. In order to enhance the catastrophe, Tianghu Purgatory also specially released energy from the double space, but it was also used by the stars to extract a large amount of energy from the double space, which caused the catastrophe to weaken a lot. The Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda was also released by Chen Shang. After all, this is a rare opportunity. It is not a bad thing to be tempered by the heavenly ancient purgatory's heavenly tribulation. Li Yuanyuan came out of the divine mirror of Six Paths, and was beside Chen Shang, because the movement inside the divine mirror of Six Paths was very big, and she was also frightened inside. After coming to Chen Zhang's side, she felt a lot more at ease. She was stunned when she saw all this in front of her. This is an ancient catastrophe. Li Yuanyuan said in shock, Young master, what is going on here? I made that pill, which attracted a catastrophe. Chen Shang said, do you know this kind of catastrophe? I've heard of it, but it looks more terrifying than the legend. Li Yuanyuan said with a look of fear, with my current strength, I can't stop this kind of lightning. I'm just an ancient mortal, and I'll die if I touch it. I don't dare to take it hard. Chen Shang nodded and said, this kind of lightning like a dragon is terrifying. However, the legendary Tianghu catastrophe will not last that long. Li Yuanyuan said, the catastrophe of thunder and lightning will not exceed 10, which is how much? There are many, they are everywhere, I can't count them. Chen Shang said. It is said that after being refined by the heavenly ancient tribulation, it will become a heavenly ancient artifact. Young master, are you borrowing the heavenly tribulation to sacrifice and refine the divine weapon? Li Yuanyuan suddenly thought of this, and was even more surprised. Chen Shang is so good at refining pills, yet he actually knows how to refine weapons. Ha ha ha, that's right, this is a rare opportunity. Chen Shang laughed and said, in fact, this was the idea of little Jing's sister. If it was him, he would not dare to take risks with these precious things. Yuanyuan, how much do you know about the heavenly ancient tribulation? Under what circumstances does it usually appear? Chen Shang asked. I don't know very well. I only know that when the cultivation base reaches a certain level, it will lead to a catastrophe. Li Yuanyuan said, or destroying the laws of the heavenly way of purgatory will also lead to catastrophe. Chen Shang looked at the world-defying divine furnace. He didn't know if the thing inside was a purgatory blood pill. After so many changes, that pill must be very unusual. The movement is so big, I don't know if it will be noticed by those ancient forces. Li Yuanyuan was a little worried. No, the area where this star is located is very remote. It will take a long time to receive any news from here. Chen Shang said. World-defying Dan God Chapter 5111, Purgatory Eyes. The heavenly ancient tribulation continued, and the robbery power suddenly increased a lot, causing the world-defying divine furnace to be violently shaken by the bombardment. Fortunately, it was able to stop it and was not smashed to pieces. As for this ancient superstar, it is even more greedy to absorb the energy brought by the ancient catastrophe. Almost half of the energy has been absorbed by the ancient superstar. In order to increase the calamity power, the heavenly ancient tribulation had to release more energy, so that the calamity of the heavenly ancient tribulation would be absorbed by the ancient superstars. This star has become active again. Chen Shang could feel that the ancient giant star was spinning faster and faster. Son, the stars in the ancient purgatory will not move. If the stars can move, the ancient purgatory will be messed up. Do you think this star will start to move because of the ancient catastrophe? Li Yuanyuan said. Yuanyuan, why do you have such worries? Chen Shang said. The ancient superstar just absorbs energy, it won't move, right? In the ancient purgatory, there are many stars with super powerful energy, but none move, let alone this star. Young master, you don't understand the stars of the ancient purgatory. Li Yuanyuan shook his head and said, the reason why the stars here do not move is mainly because they are restricted. That is restricted by the heavenly power of the ancient purgatory, such as today's the appearance of the ancient catastrophe is very likely to disrupt the heavenly power that restricts this star. Ah, is there such a thing? The power of the ancient purgatory. I didn't seem to sense it before. Every time Chen Shang went to a star, he would very seriously investigate the situation of that star, and he had never found any heavenly power. The stars can't float in the ancient purgatory, it is actually restricted, but it is still the power of heaven. Tianli is the power of the ancient purgatory. Li Yuanyuan said. Master, this power itself is integrated with the ancient purgatory, of course you can't sense it. Because the power of the sky is everywhere. That's right, the so-called heavenly power should be the natural power of the great Tao of heavenly ancient purgatory. Chen Shang touched his chin and thought about it. If this star can move, that's incredible. It must be incredible. Once it can move, it will definitely collide with other stars. Li Yuanyuan said. At that time, the power of the ancient purgatory should limit this star. Tianggu purgatory. It's getting more and more mysterious. Chen Shang looked at the large cyclone in the sky, it didn't mean to weaken, and it was getting bigger and bigger, especially the energy from the second dimension of the ancient purgatory, it was getting stronger and stronger, it seemed to destroy this ancient giant star drop the same. Could it be that Tianli found out that this ancient giant star is absorbing calamity, so he wants to destroy this star? Chen Shang only knew that the current heavenly ancient tribulation was no longer aimed at that purgatory blood pill, but at this star. If this star becomes very powerful, and the power of purgatory cannot be restrained, it will be out of control. The purgatory thunder of the ancient catastrophe is still smashing the ancient superstar everywhere, such terrifying energy, it is impossible to cause any damage to this star. Chen Shang also found that the divine weapons and artifacts that were being sacrificed at this time were also getting stronger, and it could be seen that the effect of the sacrifice was very good. He also couldn't understand why this kind of calamity would have such a good effect, obviously it should be full of destructive and destructive power. Now, his magical weapons are getting stronger and stronger, and this ancient superstar is also getting stronger. Is the purgatory heavenly force going to destroy this place or change it? Chen Shang couldn't understand it for a while. It stands to reason that the great calamity of the ancient times should cause destruction, but the ancient superstar was originally dead, but now it has become very active. Wait, something is wrong. Chen Shang looked at the huge cyclone in the sky and found that it was changing rapidly. Master, what is that? Li Yuanyuan also said in horror, it looks like an eye. Yes, like eyes. Chen Shang was also shocked. The incomparably huge cyclone was even bigger than this ancient superstar. It was suspended in the sky, and it was slowly deforming at this moment, turning into a fiery red eye. The eyes are lifelike, especially the huge eyeball in the middle, which has a power that is frightening to despair. At the same time, a powerful momentum slammed down from the air. The ground of the ancient superstar was already full of fire slurry. After this super momentum impacted, the fire slurry suddenly surged, and huge waves hundreds of meters high raged on the surface of the star. Li Yuanyuan was so frightened that her face turned ugly and pale, she tightly held Chen Zhang's hand, she was sweating all over, and was shivering. Even if she meets the Blood Lord, she will not feel so desperate, but the super huge eye she is facing now makes her extremely desperate. This is the Purgatory Heavenly Eye. Li Yuanyuan hugged Chen Zhang's arm tightly, and said in fear, young master, let's go. What is Purgatory Heavenly Eye? Although Chen Shang also felt extremely strong momentum and pressure, he could still hold on. If Tiangu Purgatory is a single person, then this is the person who woke up and saw us. It was us who woke up the sleeping Tiangu Purgatory. Li Yuanyuan was panicked and just wanted to leave quickly. Chen Shang didn't know if the purgatory eye was looking at him, but he could feel that the huge eyes were indeed thoughtful, which meant that it wasn't a coincidence that it turned into an eye shape. It didn't take long for the purgatory eye to appear, and then it gradually turned into a huge cyclone. Then, a huge cyclone shrouded the entire ancient giant star, and more dense and violent thunder and lightning covered the ancient giant star. Chen Shang can't stop it, he just doesn't know when it will end. That eye just appeared for a while, and then disappeared again. Could it be that what happened here didn't make it pay attention? Chen Shang wondered. I don't know, but we were seen by it just now. Li Yuanyuan said very distressed. Sir, will we be missed by Tiangu Purgatory? It's okay. We are all small characters, if we were thinking about it, we would have died just now. Chen Shang said with a smile. It's not like you don't know how weak that eye we are facing, if it kills you we simply won't survive now. Although Chen Shang said so, Li Yuanyuan was still very scared. It's okay, when the ancient catastrophe is over, we will be the masters of this star. Ha ha ha. Chen Shang is very happy now, and is thinking about how to transform this star into his own. Master, this is not good. This star will move. If we stay on this star, we will definitely encounter many disputes, and maybe we will collide with other stars. We will not be peaceful if we stay on this star. Li Yuanyuan shook her head and said. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5112, Ancient Artifact. Seeing Li Yuanyuan's worried look, Chen Shang thought that he was worried that they would die here, so he comforted, Yuanyuan, don't be afraid, I am here. We will definitely be alive. I will have one of my own at that time. Stars. Young master, such a big star, and it's so powerful, can you stand it? It's just you and me. How can we guard it? Li Yuanyuan sighed softly, it would be nice if we could occupy a small area. Besides, this star may not be very good in the future. Li Yuanyuan is not optimistic about the future of this star at all. There must be a way. Chen Shang said, young master, think about it. If this star can move, it will definitely be running around and causing trouble. Can you be stable? If you need to find a star, at least you have to find the kind that is very safe. Li Yuanyuan said. That's why you don't understand. Chen Shang giggled. Actually, we only need to enter the inner space of the stars, and as long as we get there, we can control the stars. Chen Shang had entered the inner space of the heavenly ancient star before, so he was able to communicate with the heavenly ancient star spirit. This star does not have Protoss now, which means it will be very easy to control. Inner core space. Li Yuanyuan really didn't know anything about the interior of the stars, after all, very few people had access to it. Not to mention Li Yuanyuan, even the elders of the Temple of Time, as well as the powerhouses of many ancient great forces, do not understand this. However, they do know that the stars have celestial spirits, but their practice is generally to seal the celestial spirits of the stars through some seals. Chen Shang is now waiting for the end of the heavenly ancient tribulation, then see how the situation is. If he doesn't expect the star spirit to appear, then he will be able to enter the inner space of the stars. More than 10 days passed, the ancient catastrophe gradually weakened, and the cyclone condensed in the high sky gradually became thinner. Finally it's over. Chen Shang looked at his divine weapons and artifacts, and said very happily, my divine weapons and artifacts have become much stronger. I don't know how that pill has become now. The world-defying divine furnace has survived, and the purgatory blood pills inside are also in good condition. Brother, what is the name of this star? Sister Xiaojing asked. This star should be one of the few in the ancient purgatory that has experienced the ancient catastrophe, right? And it's so ancient, it mainly relies on the six-path mirror to complete the calamity. It's called the six-path ancient star. Chen Shang closed his eyes, and with the help of space divine power and Shin Mingyan, he could make his vision rise to the sky, and then overlook the land of the six ancient stars. At this moment, the land of the six ancient stars is full of golden red fire slurry, with a large amount of energy from the double space of the ancient purgatory. Those energies are infiltrating deep formations, which means that the formations of the six ancient stars will be tempered. The entire star will be reinforced. Also, energy will flow into the core center of the stars, where energy will gather. The ancient catastrophe has disappeared. The whole star has become very quiet. Just as Chen Shang and the others had guessed before, This star was originally sealed in place after the ancient catastrophe, but now it can move, and it has begun to slowly float. The 6 ancient stars will also move when they rotate. The speed of movement is not very fast. Because it is in a state of acceleration now, the speed will increase little by little, which means that as long as the time is long enough, the speed will become very fast. It's over. Chen Shang looked at the golden 6-path divine mirror and various divine weapons, and was secretly excited. Sister Jing, how do you feel? Chen Shang asked. Brother, the 6 paths divine mirror has become a lot stronger. Sister Xiaojing said with a grin, the world-defying universe map was tempered by me into the world-defying purgatory map. Ah, what's the benefit of becoming a world-defying purgatory map? Chen Shang was surprised and hurriedly asked. Although I haven't been able to collect the stars of the ancient purgatory, but there are many star marks on the map of the world-defying purgatory. Sister Xiaojing said, it means that we have obtained the star map of the ancient purgatory. It's amazing, Chen Shang exclaimed. With the star map of Tianghu Purgatory, we will be much more convenient in the future in Tianghu Purgatory. The world-defying purgatory map becomes stronger, and it should be able to collect stars, said Sister Xiaojing. Chen Shang looked at the Qinglong Demon Slayer sword, the white tiger Jingyu fan and the vermilion bird tenderness, and he could feel that there was a great change, and all aspects were enhanced. Having been refined by the heavenly ancient tribulation, there are very obvious benefits. Chen Shang put away those divine weapons and artifacts in the Immortal War Profound Demon Pagoda, and then looked at the world-defying divine furnace. Of course, the world-defying divine furnace has also improved a lot, but what Chen Shang is more curious about now is what happened to the pill inside. The reason why the heavenly ancient catastrophe occurred was mainly because Chen Shang went to refine that pill. Young master, I'm a little scared. Li Yuanyuan tugged at Chen Zhang's clothes. She was very afraid of the pill inside the world-defying divine furnace. Don't be afraid. Chen Shang walked over, and opened the world-defying divine furnace, only to see something emitting a super strong red light flying out. It seems to be only the size of Dan Wan, but the blood red light it emits seems to have dyed half of the 6 ancient stars. From Chen Zhang's point of view, it was a red bead that flew high into the sky, and the light emitted was as strong as the blood-red sun. What is this? Chen Shang was horrified. It's so uncomfortable. Li Yuanyuan hugged Chen Shang tightly with an uncomfortable look on her face. Chen Shang looked at the bead, then pulled it over with his powerful soul power, and held it in his hand. Be honest with me. Chen Shang squeezed the red bead tightly, and then used the supernatural power to suppress it, but after a while, the trembling bead gradually quieted down, and no longer emitted strong light. Then he closed his eyes, injected his spiritual consciousness into it, and realized the function of this bead. Li Yuanyuan also gradually recovered. Seeing Chen Shang tame that terrifying bead, she was also relieved. Just now she felt like she was about to die. Not long after, Chen Shang opened his eyes and exclaimed, this thing is incredible. I never thought that this kind of thing was created by mistake. Is this Dan? Can I eat it? Li Yuanyuan asked. No, this is a purgatory blood bead. It cannot be eaten, but it is very bloodthirsty. Chen Shang said. This thing can absorb the blood of living beings, and then condense it into purgatory blood inside. Or there is enough purgatory blood. It can refine it into the marrow of purgatory. Ah, this is not a pill, it should be regarded as a tool. Those who have experienced the great catastrophe of the ancient times, this is an ancient artifact. Li Yuanyuan was very excited to learn that the blood of purgatory could be turned into the marrow of purgatory. Yes, I got a lot of purgatory blood before, let me try it. Chen Shang took out a bottle and poured purgatory blood into it. World-defying Dan God Chapter 5113, Blood Bead Refining Holy Marrow. Another advantage of purgatory blood beads is that it can suppress the blood energy of purgatory blood. Chen Shang could not sense Li Yuanyuan's blood energy now. Because her body is mainly remodeled by the marrow of purgatory, she will have a strong purgatory blood energy on her body, but now it is completely absorbed by purgatory blood beads. Chen Shang did not put the purgatory blood beads into the 6-path divine mirror, but inside his soul space. Not only could he hide the blood energy of his purgatory body, but Li Yuanyuan who was following him would also hide the blood energy. It's really amazing, it will soon become the marrow of purgatory. Chen Shang was very happy and said with a smile, Yuanyuan, look at this drop of marrow of purgatory. He controlled the purgatory blood beads to spill out a drop of golden red purgatory essence. Li Yuanyuan couldn't help screaming when she saw it. Young master, this is the Purgatory Holy Marrow. Li Yuanyuan opened her eyes wide and was very excited. Purgatory Holy Marrow. Chen Shang heard it for the first time. Yes, yes, as long as I absorb this drop, I might be able to step into the realm of the ancient Holy Spirit. Li Yuanyuan clenched her fists and whispered, Master, how many Purgatory Holy Essences are transformed? She has been in the heavenly ancient mortal realm for many years, and she has always wanted to step into the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit realm, but she just doesn't have enough resources. Chen Shang put all the purgatory blood he had obtained before into the purgatory blood orb, and then transformed all of them into purgatory holy marrow. There was only one bowl. You must know that he took a lot of purgatory blood from Tianyuanxing before, but now it has only been converted into a bowl of purgatory holy marrow. Here, Chen Shang gave Li Yuanyuan the drop of purgatory holy marrow. Can I eat practice now? Li Yuanyuan couldn't wait. Yes, Chen Shang said. After Li Yuanyuan ate it, strong light suddenly radiated from her body seemed to be blazing with golden red flames, and her clothes instantly turned to ashes. Chen Shang immediately put her into the divine mirror of 6 paths and let her refine it by herself. According to what Li Yuanyuan said, Chen Shang is now the cultivation base of the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit, and there is also the realm of heavenly ancient Holy Spirit and heavenly ancient Holy Spirit on it. The Blood Lord and those demon queens seem to be the cultivation of the ancient holy gods. The giants of the various ancient forces should also be the Holy Spirit of heaven. Chen Shang felt that he had to become the heavenly ancient saint immortal no matter what, in order to have the strength to fight against the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. Brother, this star is moving faster and faster. Sister Xiaojing said, we have to enter the inner core space and see if we can control it. Okay, I'll go now. Chen Shang closed his eyes, released the divine power of Tianxuan in space, and then cooperated with his bright eyes to penetrate his consciousness into the depths of the ancient stars of the 6 paths, and search for the inner space of the ancient stars of the 6 paths. It didn't take long for him to find the inner core space of Ludao ancient star. Walk. Chen Shang made a space jump and came to the core space of the 6 paths ancient stars, where there is a huge golden red core. He released the 6 paths divine mirror and asked Sister Xiaojing to sense it. There is no Protoss, Sister Xiaojing said. Brother, I will try to see if I can release my soul clone and become the Protoss of the 6 paths ancient stars. There are no Protoss in the ancient stars of the 6 paths. If a powerful soul enters the core now, it might become a Protoss. Sister Xiaojing first controlled the 6 paths divine mirror to get into the huge golden red core, and then let Chen Shang wait for news outside. If the divine mirror of 6 paths has not been tempered by the ancient catastrophe, it will definitely be damaged when it enters the inner core. Fortunately, little sister Xiaojing has foresight and has sacrificed in advance. Chen Shang looked around. The core space was very spacious, and the star core was suspended in the center, exuding a terrifying light and heat. And the pressure here is also very great. Chen Shang is only barely able to withstand it by himself now. He is now a little worried about the 6 paths divine mirror. Not long after, 6 beams of different colors suddenly burst out from the inner core of the star, and then the beams twisted in the inner core space. This is the profound meaning of the 6 cultivation methods in French. Chen Shang could see that there were many strange shaped patterns in the beam. This should be released by Little Mirror. After all, Little Mirror is the soul of the 6 paths. She is now using the law of the world-defying universe to tame this star. After the 6 paths cultivation law appeared, it was the fate cultivation law. Chen Shang also felt the power of the law of fate. The 6 paths mirror is releasing its own 6 paths fate. I understand, this star also has its own method of cultivation. Sister Xiaojing will teach her own cultivation method to the 6 ancient stars, as a bridge to connect with the 6 ancient stars, and then further become a star spirit. Quote. Chen Shang secretly breathed a sigh of relief. The inner core space began to change. It was fiery red before, but now there is a mirror up and down. If you look closely, it seems that there is a huge 6-path divine mirror up and down. Then the mirror surface gradually turned fiery red. It looked like the fiery red void of the ancient purgatory, and a little starlight appeared. This should be the picture of the world-defying purgatory that Xiaojing's sister just realized. Sister Jing is setting up a big formation. Chen Shang nodded. The space core really needs a large formation to protect it, otherwise others will invade and do all kinds of damage. He waited for several days before the divine mirror of 6 paths flew out of the inner core. And that golden red core is now condensed into golden red crystals. Brother, it's done. Sister Xiaojing smiled and said, my soul clone has become a star spirit. That's good. Chen Shang giggled and said, Sister Jing, you are getting more and more powerful. This is all following my brother, and I have learned a lot. Sister Xiaojing did learn a lot, and she learned very quickly, because she could use Chen Zhang's super savvy. I can control the 6 ancient stars now. Sister Xiaojing said. I will control it to stop first, don't run around, or it will cause a lot of trouble. Even if the ancient stars of the 6 paths move, it will take many years to encounter other stars, but if the ancient stars of the 6 paths rotate, each rotation will release a strong light wave, which will attract attention. Sister Xiaojing hasn't fully figured out this star yet, so she can't be too ostentatious for the time being. Sister Jing, your soul clone is here, can you synchronize consciousness with your deity? Even if your deity is far away? Chen Shang asked. Of course you can, brother, don't forget, the divine mirror of 6 paths has space orbs. Sister Xiaojing giggled, I can check the situation here at any time. Well, this result is much better than I expected. Chen Shang came to the surface of the 6 paths ancient star, and then used the 6 paths divine mirror to contact Kalian. Leonor, how's the situation on Tianguxing? Chen Shang asked. Chen Shang has been gone for more than a month, and there must be a lot of things happening at Tianguxing. The Blood Master has formed a gang. Kalian said, as you said before, there is blood in Tianguxing. The 4 queens have joined together, and they all want to see you. They all guessed that it was you got that big purgatory blood pill, except for Zhenyi, the other 3 queens have some thoughts on you. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5114, Drop of Blood. When Chen Shang heard this, he felt a little panic in his heart. What can they think of me? Chen Shang knew Shen Zhenyi's character very well, she would definitely show off her man to the 3 queens. They all sent people to contact me secretly, and they hope to contact you secretly through me. Kalian said, I didn't tell Zhenyi about this, do you think you should tell her? Oh, those 3 queens, do you know that you can contact me? Chen Shang frowned. Yes, they just know, that's why I think it's strange. Maybe Zhenyi told them. Kalian smiled. The 3 queens are not fuel-efficient lamps, they all want to meet you alone, they must be directed at great profit to go. Leonor, the huge purgatory blood pill that exploded from the Tianggu star has now been refined into a divine weapon by me. So it's impossible for them to get a part of it from me. Chen Shang said. Then do you want me to tell them? By the way, do you want to tell Zhenyi about their private contact with me? Kalian asked. Well, tell them, you don't need to tell Zhenyi that they have contacted you. Chen Shang said. Okay, Kalian replied. Chen Shang then contacted Shen Zhenyi and told her that he was safe now. Little villain, those 3 queens all know that the purgatory blood pill is in your hands. Shen Zhenyi said, I guessed it must fall into your hands. How could they know? In this regard, Shen Zhenyi is very strange. Hearing what Shen Zhenyi said, Chen Shang was also very puzzled, and said, Zhenyi, logically, I haven't told you, so how did they know? It was definitely not what Kalian said, if she did, she would admit it herself. Yeah, even if there is an inner ghost around me, it is impossible to know such a thing. Shen Zhenyi said, did you know that the Queen of the North suddenly came to me before and said if my purgatory blood pill had fallen into the hands of my man? Then I was stunned for a moment and said I don't know. It seems that the Queen of the North guessed something. Chen Shang said, when I first came into contact with her, I felt that she was unfathomable and I couldn't see through her. Maybe she was just guessing, and then she asked you, see it won't be until your reaction. This kind of scheming is really abominable. Shen Zhenyi was very frantic and said, little villain, did you get that huge purgatory blood pill? Of course I got it. Now I have made it into an artifact. Don't expect them to get some of it from me. Chen Shang said with a smile. That's good, Shen Zhenyi said with a smile. Little villain, let me tell them back, if they want to get something from you, they must marry you, how about that? You naughty little goblin, don't talk nonsense. Chen Shang hurriedly said. It's settled, I'll tell them again, you know how to make purgatory blood pills, you master the unparalleled pill technique in the world, and if you want your help with pill concocting, you must marry you. Shen Zhenyi smiled and said, wait for me. The news, if it goes well, I can help you get 3 queen wives. Hey, don't mess around. Chen Shang found out that Shen Zhenyi had closed the communication talisman, and could not help but sigh. Brother, this may not be a bad thing. Sister Xiaojing said with a smile. Anyway, you can treat them as Junyi's clones. Chen Shang could only contact Kalian. Leonor, something big has happened. Junyi, this dead girl, wants to do a lot of work for me. Chen Shang immediately told her Shen Junyi's plan. It's okay, the three queens will definitely not agree. If they agree, then you are not at a loss. After all, they are all queens of the Demon Soul Queen, and their strength is also very strong. Kalian said, right. Junyi, this girl, this is ruining my reputation. Chen Shang was very frantic and said, no, you contact the three demon queens and tell them that I will meet them, and Shen Junyi will meet them. That's not what I meant to say. Little villain, your reputation has been ruined by her. She told the three queens that she and I, Shui Yi, Junjun and Bai Xing are all your women. No, this is not to ruin you. Fame, she's just stating the facts. Kai Lian jokingly said, isn't it? When have I slept with Junjun and Bai Xing? Chen Shang looked confused and began to recall. Have you never slept before? Kalian smiled and said, impossible. Junjun and Bai Xing are both very beautiful. They are still the white tigers of the White Tiger War clan. Especially Bai Xing, she is still the emperor of the White Tigers. Chen Shang scratched his hair frantically, and wanted to rush to Tiangusheng immediately to give Shen Junyi a lesson. I haven't even slept with Junyi. Chen Shang said. What? No, you really have no conscience. You don't even recognize it. People say that you are his man all day long. Kalian said, a little villain is a little villain. Kalian spent so many years in the 100 Flowers Temple, how could she not know about Chen Shang? Besides, her Leonor personality and Yaoer personality, when she was with Chen Shang, also confirmed what the women in the 100 Flowers Temple said. Okay, I'm a little villain. Chen Shang said. Leonor, to be honest. I was sealed for 100,000 years before, but after I was reborn, there were indeed many changes. Because in those 100,000 years, I thought a lot. Matter. It's only 100,000 years old. I don't know how many years my great Yaozu personality has been sealed. Kalian said. After you were sealed, did you feel anything? The perception is, am I too bad, that's why I was sealed. Now it seems that it is not, because the curse on me at the beginning has also been lifted. Chen Shang laughed. HMPH, little villain. I thought that after you were sealed, your conscience found out. Kalian snorted softly. Come back soon. The Blood Master is very powerful, we are all your women, we can't beat the Blood Master and those ancient forces. I'll go back as soon as possible. Wife Leonor, wait for me. Chen Shang laughed and said, can you separate from Dao Ancestor? No, you'd better separate your 5 personalities into 5 people, I want to be with you. Let's talk about your ideals in life together. Little bastard, go to hell. The voices from over there were the coquettish scoldings of several women. It should be Leonor's personality, Yaoer's personality, Liandi's personality, Dao Ancestor and Tianmu's personality, scolding Chen Shang together. Kalian cut off contact. Chen Shang curled his lips and said, it seems that you can only deal with you little goblins in the way of little villains. Brother, this little goblin Yuan has really become a lot stronger. She should become the Holy Spirit of Heaven. Sister Xiaojing said, I can feel her strength has improved a lot. It seems that the blood of purgatory is really useful. Chen Shang said, do you need a lot of blood of purgatory if you want to become the Supreme Heavenly Venerate? The blood of purgatory he has now is simply not enough. Sister Mirror, didn't I cultivate a blood lifestyle before? I thought at first that I could create the blood of purgatory, but later I found out that I can only induce the blood of purgatory. It can quickly condense the blood of purgatory that is scattered. Chen Shang said, do you think I can use blood to create the blood of purgatory? Do you like this site? Donate here. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5115, Fate Leads the Way. Chen Shang suddenly had this idea, if he can really succeed, he doesn't need to compete with others for the blood of purgatory. To the blood of purgatory is to beat the blood, and even ruin your life. In the ancient purgatory, there are only a few blood stars in purgatory, and the blood of purgatory is not much, and it needs to be accumulated all year round. Brother, I don't think I can create the blood of purgatory out of thin air. Sister Xiaojing said, the blood of purgatory is essentially the blood of a large amount of Tiangu Star Clan. There are so many creatures in the Tiangu Star Clan that they can't be counted at all, and their reproductive ability is super strong. All kinds of creatures are sealed in the inner core space of many huge stars, and a large number of them are born every moment. Then these heavenly ancient star clan entered the chaotic space through various means, and finally they were squeezed and tempered inside to form the blood of purgatory. Then what is the use of the blood fate grid? Chen Shang wondered. I tried it before, and with my heavenly jade fate grid, I couldn't create purgatory blood, but it could help me find purgatory blood. Brother, the blood of purgatory itself has a strong power. Sister Xiaojing said. In other words, if you condense enough blood of purgatory, you can change the trajectory of the turbulent flow in space. Chen Zhang's eyes lit up and said, that is to say, we can move the turbulent trajectory of space and then connect to the 6 ancient stars. You can give it a try. Sister Xiaojing said. I will join hands with you, use the divine power of Tianxuan in space, cooperate with the energy of the 6 ancient stars, and then use your blood life as a medium to sense the blood of purgatory in the deep turbulent flow of space. Gather it together. Let's start now. Chen Shang took a deep breath, and then began to inject all his divine power into the blood fate, releasing a very strong blood energy. Then the 6 paths divine mirror released the space power, cooperated with the Tianxuan space divine power released by Chen Shang, and penetrated the blood energy into the deep interior of the space to induce the turbulent flow of the space. The 6 ancient stars are also very powerful, and they should be able to maintain the connection between the turbulent flow in space, said Sister Xiaojing. This requires a lot of energy, usually the power of giant stars. Chen Shang and Sister Xiaojing tried together for several days, and finally sensed a spatial blood path, with the blood of purgatory flowing. Sister Xiaojing controlled Ludao ancient star to release extremely strong energy, and then change the blood path to connect to the inner core space of Ludao ancient star. As a result, space bloodstains appeared in the kernel space, and then the blood of purgatory began to drip. It's too small, it needs more and bigger blood paths, Chen Shang said. Okay, let's continue, Sister Xiaojing said. They found more than a dozen space blood paths back and forth, all of which were very small, and the thick space blood paths seemed to depend on luck. Although the space blood path is very small, there are more than a dozen of them, and each time a dozen drops are dripped, which is considered very good. That's fine, at least it can't be seen from the outside that this is a purgatory blood star. Xiaojing's sister smiled. Brother, my clone will stay here to collect purgatory blood, let's go to Tianghu star first. Quote. Chen Shang released the divine mirror of 6 paths, left the inner core space, and flew towards the Tianghu Sheng. Li Yuanyuan had also made a breakthrough and became the heavenly Holy Spirit she dreamed of. After she came out, she was so happy that she hugged Chen Shang. Get dressed. Chen Shang pinched her cheek, then took out a long white dress and put it on her. Thank you, son. Li Yuanyuan smiled and said, that's great, I am now in the first realm of the Holy Spirit. First layer realm, Chen Shang frowned. Yeah, look, Li Yuanyuan said, an air mass poured out of his palm, and said, this is the Tianghu Holy Spirit I cultivated. Look at the inside of the god, there is a small bead, this is the first level. Tianghu Holy Spirit realm is like this, Chen Shang said in surprise. Ah, don't you? Li Yuanyuan asked. No, Chen Shang shook his head. Impossible. Is your practice rules different from mine? Li Yuanyuan was surprised. It's definitely different. By the way, where is your ancient Holy Spirit so powerful? This was the first time Chen Shang saw him. Li Yuanyuan controlled the Tianghu Holy Spirit to return to her body, her palm overflowed with divine power, and said, this is the strength of my divine power at this time, what do you think? It's quite strong. Chen Shang touched her palm, only to feel a tear-like pain in his palm, and frowned, it's much stronger than I thought. This is only the power of the heavenly Holy Spirit at the first level. If you cultivate to the 10th level, if you touched me just now, your palm may be shattered. Even if you have the body of purgatory, you can't stop my 10th level Holy Spirit power. Li Yuanyuan laughed. Really, I'll try it too. Chen Shang spread out his palm, and then condensed a scorching divine power through Tianxuan Fate and Hengyan Fate. Li Yuanyuan stretched out her hand, and before she touched it, she felt a burning pain in her palm. She frowned and said, young master, the strength of your divine power is at least the divine power of the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. Chen Shang only used the divine power of 2 fate grids, and he was already at the 3rd level. If he used all the fate grids, he might be able to reach the 9th and 10th tiers. Then I know what my cultivation is about, Chen Shang said with a smile. Tianghu Holy Spirit 3 layer. But your cultivation base is so low, you have the body of purgatory, and you also know how to make alchemy and overcast the blood master. Your strength cannot be simply measured by your cultivation base. Li Yuanyuan said. I used to, that's how it feels, so it's all in your hands. Chen Shang smiled slightly, squeezed Li Yuanyuan's thigh, and said with a smile, little slave girl, who told you to underestimate me before? Master, what happened to that star? Li Yuanyuan didn't know what happened next. It's mine. Chen Shang said it very simply, but to Li Yuanyuan, it sounded inconceivable. We are going back to Tianguxing now and play with the Blood Master. After Chen Zhang's divine weapons were upgraded, he thought that he could touch the Blood Lord, and he also wanted to find the Blood Lord to try out the effects of those divine weapons and divine weapons. Li Yuanyuan was still a little scared. The fear of the Blood Master had been carved into her soul. The Blood Lord is just a side dish. The Tiangu Purgatory is huge, and there are many guys who are stronger than the Blood Lord, but they are all hidden. Chen Shang said. It's so good, but the Blood Lord is unshakable in my eyes. Li Yuanyuan leaned against Chen Zhang's arms and sighed. It's just that the young master can make him disgraced. I never thought before that someone would force the Blood Lord to do this. Embarrassed. The Blood Lord was really in a state of embarrassment. His old nest was stolen, he had to move his nest, and now he was homeless, and he had to compete with a large group of ancient powers for territory, all of which were caused by Chen Shang. Chen Shang looked at Tiangu Xing. This star was a very important turning point for him to enter Tiangu Purgatory. At this moment, he suddenly felt the space fluctuate violently. The space of Tiangu Purgatory has begun to expand again. Chen Shang was shocked. What is it that merged into it? Could it be the world-defying universe? World-defying Dan God Chapter 5116, Prison Door. Chen Shang had discussed with the Heavenly Jade Domain Spirit before, and they would first turn the Heavenly Jade Star Domain into a huge star, and adapt to the strong gravity in advance. If it is merged now, it is too fast, and Tianquan Star Territory has not been prepared enough. Brother, maybe it's not the universe of the world. Sister Xiaojing said. The universe of the world is a very small universe compared to Daishan, and it is even more insignificant compared to the ancient purgatory. It is impossible to cause the expansion of the ancient purgatory, right? Quote. The current expansion speed of Tiangu Purgatory is the same as that of the previous annexation of Daishan. Chen Shang didn't know about Daishan being annexed, because the heavenly ancient purgatory was too big. Daishan was most likely in the edge area, and he didn't know how to find it. However, as long as you are in Tiangu Purgatory, sooner or later you will meet those people from the Great Yishan, such as Demon Ancestor and Xuanzu. With their strength, they can quickly adapt to Tiangu Purgatory, and rely on Tiangu Purgatory to become stronger. If it wasn't for the Aoshi universe being annexed, what would it be? Could there be other big universes? Chen Shang thought about it, and also felt that the world-defying universe was not particularly big. If it was annexed, it shouldn't have any effect. Brother, don't worry about this kind of thing. Go to Tiangu Xing first. Sister Xiaojing said. Don't let the Blood Master control Tiangu Xing. Chen Shang also had certain feelings for Tiangu Xing, because the first star spirit he contacted when he came to Tiangu Purgatory was that Tiangu Star Spirit, and the Tiangu Star Spirit also called him Master. Tiangu Xing is the relic of Tiangu Xingling. Chen Shang can't let his apprentice's relic be obtained by the Blood Master. Chen Shang now has purgatory blood beads, and he is not afraid of being sensed by the Blood Master. He can take Li Yuanyuan around Tiangu Xing. Heavenly Ancient Star originally sealed a large number of Heavenly Ancient Star spirits, and most of them flew out of Heavenly Ancient Star and went to other stars. They wanted to help other Heavenly Ancient Star spirits to break through the seal of the stars. There are still many Heavenly Protoss in Heavenly Ancient Star, and at this moment they are also in fierce conflict with the major ancient forces. After Chen Shang approached Tianguxing, he contacted Shen Tianyu. Dad, have you encountered any battles over there? The natives of Tianguxing are still very strong. Chen Shang said. If you can't beat it, then forget it. Hey, everything is fine here. No one has found this treasure land I chose. Shen Tianyu smiled proudly. Son, Dad, I have settled down now. Come and sit and watch when you are free. Look at our Shen family's new site. It's done so quickly. Chen Shang was very surprised. He thought it would take a while to win. That is, who am I, your father? This is a piece of cake for me. Shen Tianyu laughed and said. There is a lot of chaos outside, so I won't go out and mix things up. When they fight almost, we will go out and see if you can find something. Shen Tianyu has settled down the Shen family, and Chen Shang is much more at ease, at least he doesn't need to worry about this aspect. Not long after, Chen Shang brought Li Yuanyuan and landed on the Tianghu star. What a big change! Chen Shang remembered that Tianghu Xing was full of earth fissures before, and those fissures were overflowing with scorching fire. Now those cracks in the earth are healed, the volcano is no longer erupting, the plants here are also growing very fast, and the entire star seems to be suddenly reinforced. Chen Shang stood on the top of a giant mountain, looked into the distance, and then took out the communication talisman to contact Kalian. Leonor, I'm in Tiangxing. Is it convenient for you to come here now? Chen Shang asked. It's inconvenient, Junny won't let me leave her too far. Kalian replied. Come over to us, Junny will see you too. I'd better not go, Chen Shang said. My current situation is rather special, I'm afraid the Blood Lord can find me. He did have this concern. If he went to Shen Junyi's side and brought the Blood Master over, it would be very detrimental to her. By the way, do you want to meet the three queens in private first? Kalian said, I can help you contact them. Didn't Junny say something to them before? What did you say? I asked them to marry me, and then I helped them make pills or something. Chen Shang thought of this, he couldn't help but help his forehead, and said, this ***** girl, did she really say that? It's true, but the three queens know Junny very well, so they didn't take it seriously. They are still willing to talk to you. Kalian said, which queen did you meet first? Meet Queen North first, I've met her before, and I'm fairly familiar with her. Chen Shang said. Although the North Queen was cold, Chen Shang could see that she was very kind to Li Yuanyuan, especially when he learned that Li Yuanyuan used to be a blood slave, he showed sympathy and distress. Okay, I'll contact her, and then discuss with her to arrange the time and place to meet. Kalian said. Chen Shang waited for a few hours before Kalian received a message telling him to go to the coldest northern region of Tianyuanxing, where there is a very high iceberg, just wait for the Queen of the North on the top of the iceberg. Chen Shang flew away immediately, although the sky ancient star was very large, Chen Shang could make space jumps. He also searched for a while, and found the coldest northern region of Tiangxing, where it was icy and snowy. Chen Shang saw the tallest iceberg at a glance, and then flew over the iceberg, waiting for the arrival of the North Queen. Chen Shang waited for a long time before waiting for the North Queen. He saw a woman in a white robe slowly flying in the air from a distance. He took a closer look and was immediately surprised that the Queen of the North was actually injured. There was a bloodstain on her white robe, as if she had been stabbed with a sword. Chen Shang immediately controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to make a space jump. Yuan, take care of her. After Chen Shang passed by, he sensed an evil aura coming from a distance. The Queen of the North was chased and killed, and she was seriously injured. Li Yuan hurried over to hug the Queen of the North, and then exclaimed, young master, she's poisoned. At this moment, a black mist suddenly spread out, covering Chen Shang and the others. Chen Shang immediately controlled the divine mirror of 6 paths to jump in space, away from the black fog just now, and then hid in the belly of a giant mountain. The Queen of the North has fainted, and her beautiful face is gradually turning black. This kind of poison is so powerful that both the soul and the body are tightly entangled by the poison. Chen Shang frowned and said, it's a bit difficult to handle. Does it require the poisoner to provide an antidote to detoxify? Li Yuanyuan was very worried, she still had a good impression of the Queen of the North. No need, I can detoxify. Chen Shang directly released the eternal flame, turned it into filaments, and then controlled it to penetrate into Queen Bei's body, incinerating and purifying the poison in her body, and then using divine power to force it out of Queen Bei's body. Only half an hour later, the North Queen woke up, but she was not completely healed, and the poison of her soul had not completely dissipated. It's an ancient force called the prison poison sect. Their poison is very strong. The North Queen was very weak and whispered, they marked my body with poison, and they may have chased after me now. Yes, they surrounded the mountain where we are. Chen Shang naturally knew that he could jump away through the 6-path mirror space at any time, so he could be very calm now. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5117, Hengyan Jail's Poison. Chen Shang heard that the ancient great forces have been around for a long time, but they have never encountered them, nor have they had any conflicts with them. It is rumored that even the Temple of Time is very jealous of the ancient great forces, which shows that the strength of the ancient great forces is indeed very strong. The Queen of the North's demon soul girl kingdom is only at the upper middle level among the forces currently known to the heavenly ancient purgatory, and the group of ancient great forces are all at the top level, and several of them are still at the top. Therefore, the demon soul girl country has been hidden all the time, but even so, it is still being targeted. Come out, your poison can't be cured. If you don't come out, you'll just die inside. A voice came into the belly of the giant mountain. That voice, with extremely powerful soul power, was recalled in Chen Shang and the others' minds. It can be seen how powerful this person's soul is. I don't know you and I have no grievances and no grudges, so why did you use such poison on me? The Queen of the North shouted. You are a good-sized force. Although they are all women-dominated, they have great potential. If you join my prison and poison sect, you will have better development. The voice said, this is a great deal for you guys. Benefit. No, the North Queen decisively refused. You women, groping and practicing in the ancient purgatory alone, it is difficult to break through the limit of strength. The person from the prison gate said, if you are completely open, and cultivate together with our disciples of the prison gate, we guarantee that you can make rapid progress. Quote. Bah, the Northern Queen snorted angrily. Chen Shang also frowned secretly when he heard this prison poison sect is too beastly, it wants to annex the demon soul girl country to do such a thing. Then just wait to die. The man from the prison gate sneered. Chen Shang is helping the North Queen to dispel the poison. For other people, even many ancient great forces, once they are poisoned by the prison poison sect, the result of not yielding will be death. The Queen of the North thought so too, but under Chen Zhang's treatment, she gradually improved. She suddenly understood now why Shen Zhenyi was always showing off how powerful her man was in front of them. Before, she just thought that Chen Shang was very handsome and looked very pleasing to the eye, but she never thought that he was very powerful. And now, she finally knows what Chen Shang is good at. Chen Shang is a master of poison. If he spends all his thoughts on alchemy refining, the prison poison sect will only be his younger brother in front of him. Empress, you come out and recognize me as the master, and you can avoid it. If there is no antidote to the poison you are in, the pain will double every hour. The body and soul will suffer all kinds of pain. The voice of the prison and poison door came again, and he did not expect that the Queen of the North would be so patient. Because according to his experience, many people would not endure for an hour, even a moment would be unbearable. The North Queen didn't feel very painful now, she could only feel that Chen Shang was using a very warm and comfortable fire wire to help her remove the poison from her body. Li Yuanyuan was also helping her to wipe off the filth from her body. Chen Zhang's eternal flame is very strong, after all, it comes from one of his fate, and it also matches the divine power of Tianxuan's fate. The virulence penetrated all over the body of the North Queen, and it was well hidden. If it was not completely eliminated, as long as there was a little virulence, it would quickly develop and grow, spread all over the body, and finally enter the soul. Chen Shang is now doing it from two aspects, while suppressing the poison in the North Queen's soul, and at the same time clearing the poison in the body. After clearing the body's poison, you can start clearing the soul. Soon, another few hours passed. The people from the prison and poison door shouted for a long time outside, waiting for the Queen of the North to come out, but the Queen of the North just responded and did not go out. They didn't break in either, because they were used to poisoners begging them to detox like dogs. The body's poison has been completely eliminated. Chen Shang was still very tired, because it consumed a lot of energy and soul. You should rest first. The Queen North was very concerned about Chen Zhang's state and said, don't be tired, my soul can still be suppressed now. Well, then I'll take a break first. Chen Shang really needs to maintain a good enough state to prevent people from outside rushing in. Why haven't they attacked yet? With their strength, they should be able to get in easily, right? Li Yuanyuan was very worried. They all use poison. The poison of these guys is very scary, but they are not very good at fighting. Said the Queen of the North. They were worried about an ambush, so they didn't approach, because once they were in close combat, they were attacked. It's hard to resist. So they are not good at fighting. Chen Shang said with a smile, I am an alchemist, and I am not very good at it either. It's enough to know how to make pills, and someone will protect you. Queen Bei looked at Li Yuanyuan, because in her eyes, Li Yuanyuan's combat power was much higher than Chen Zhang's. The Queen of the North had seen Chen Zhang's detoxification thaumaturgy, and believed that Chen Shang was very skilled in alchemy. She suddenly remembered what Shen Zhenyi said before, that if she wants to marry Chen Shang, he will help them concoct pills. Master, what if they come in? Li Yuanyuan asked. When they come in, let's run. Chen Shang said. Actually, we can run now, but it's a bit useless to leave like this. The prison poison sect is an ancient force, except for the use of poison, they are not outstanding in combat. That is to say, as long as they can block their poison, the prison poison gate is useless. If the Queen of the North is not afraid of poison, she will definitely beat them violently with her fierce fighting power. I don't want to just leave, said the Queen of the North. She was very unwilling, she almost died of poisoning, and the prison poison door suddenly attacked her. If it wasn't for Chen Zhang's shot, she would definitely die very wrongly. When I detoxify you, you can go out and test them. Chen Shang said. This heavenly ancient star is very chaotic, and conflicts with other ancient great forces are a matter of time. It is better to stand up in advance, lest those guys thought you were easy to bully. Okay, that's what I mean. Queen Bei also thought the same, but she didn't expect Chen Shang and her idea to hit it off. The guy outside should only have the cultivation of the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. The Queen's sister's strength should be close to that of the heavenly ancient Holy Spirit. As long as you are not afraid of their poison, you will definitely be able to beat them. Li Yuanyuan said. They are just the cultivation of the heavenly ancient Saint Immortal. Chen Shang said in surprise. These guys are not very strong. But they use poison very powerfully, and the Queen's sister should be careful about their poison. Li Yuanyuan urged. Well, I can lend you an artifact to help you defend against their poison. Chen Shang said. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5118, Queen's Revenge. After Chen Shang rested, he continued to help Queen Bei to remove the poison. Her soul's poison is relatively serious now. Fortunately, it was suppressed and spread by Chen Shang. Otherwise, she must be in great pain now. It is not difficult for Chen Shang to clear the poison of the soul, he just needs to concentrate on doing it, because those poisons have already penetrated into the depths of Queen Bei's soul. Mr. Shen, how did you and Zhenyi know each other? Logically speaking, the fates of the four of our queens should be similar. Why is you only in Zhenyi's world? Queen Bei looked at Chen Shang and asked Road. She was suddenly jealous of Shen Zhenyi, because in her world, there was no man like Chen Shang to help her. Didn't she tell you guys? Chen Shang asked. No, she didn't mention you to us before. It was after you appeared that she started showing off to us. The Northern Queen shook her head and said, we know very little about you. The matter between me and her is rather complicated. Chen Shang thought for a while, and didn't know how to start, about why there is no me in your world, because I am unique. There is no me in another time and space, time the temple cannot see my future and past, hee. Afterwards, Chen Shang briefly talked about the various disturbances in the Temple of Time, and Queen Bei and the others were naturally very clear about this kind of thing. Because it was the Queen of the North who brought 3 demonic female kingdoms to mix with Shen Zhenyi, the Temple of Time wanted to see the 4 demonic female kingdoms fall in love and kill each other, but this did not happen. Chen Shang and the world-defying universe are very special. The Temple of Time cannot find Chen Shang from other time and space. There is only one timeline world with Chen Shang. Therefore, the world-defying universe created by Chen Shang is also unique. Zhenyi told us before that the birth of the demon soul Dao is related to you. Since you have never appeared in my world, why does the world we live in also have the demon soul Dao? The North Queen didn't understand. To be honest, even I don't know why the demon soul Dao is related to me. Chen Shang said. So whether or not I exist, the demon soul Dao will appear. Regarding the demon soul girl kingdom in other timelines, it is very likely that copied from the Temple of Time. The demon nation was sealed for a period of time. At that time, Zhenyi was not in touch with me. The Temple of Time should have copied the original demon nation. Chen Shang said. So you 3 demon nation, there is no sign of me. What happened in the Temple of Time is too chaotic. The North Queen sighed. If it's the same as you guessed, then our 3 queens are all just replicas. Was it made by the Temple of Time through the power of time and space? Their purpose, what is it? The Temple of Time created a lot of chaos, and then why did they balance the chaos? So they made a lot of troubles. Chen Shang said with a wry smile. For example, the demon soul girl country may be related to me, beyond the control of the Temple of Time, and then they throw the demon soul female country into the ancient purgatory. These bastards. Queen Bey let out a long sigh. Her thoughts are very confused now, because they have always thought that they are the orthodox of the female ghost country. After listening to what Chen Shang said, Shen Zhenyi's female country is the most authentic. Don't think so much, since you guys exist, then you are real. Just live well, Chen Shang said with a smile. Tianggu Purgatory is not under the control of the Temple of Time, and the Temple of Time can't be messed up here, you can only be anxious. Young Master Shen, can I invite you to make alchemy only if I marry you, right? Asked the Queen of the North. Li Yuanyuan's eyes widened when she heard this. That girl Zhenyi is talking nonsense. Chen Shang curled his lips and said, don't take it seriously. Sure enough, the Queen of the North smiled. By the way, before this star exploded a huge purgatory blood pill, is it in your hands? Yeah, I've hidden it in a star. That star has changed because of this, and it has become a movable star. Chen Shang said. It turns out that the purgatory blood pill can't be eaten. After all, it is the product of the core of the stars. The Queen of the North also believed this statement, that stars should become a special purgatory blood star, right? This is not bad. Quote. She didn't ask where the star was. After all, Chen Shang was not familiar with her and would definitely not tell her about it. Your poison will be completely eliminated soon. Chen Shang said. The group of cowards are still outside waiting for you to go out. Yuanyuan, thank you for helping me scrub my body. Li Yuanyuan patiently removed the gray and black dirt removed from the Queen North's body. At this moment, her skin was restored to its former crystal clear and jade-like appearance. You're welcome, Li Yuanyuan laughed. Chen Shang looked at her beautiful body, and she did not avoid anything. Chen Shang glanced at Li Yuanyuan again. This little slave girl kept staring at the queen's body, and she was very dishonest when she wiped her body just now. The Queen of the North has now fully recovered. She took out a set of black soft armor and put it on. Lend this to you, Chen Shang said. It can protect you from being poisoned. Chen Shang took out a very thin golden thread. This is vermilion bird's tender silk, tempered by the heavenly ancient tribulation. How do I use this? The Queen of the North saw that although the silk thread was very thin, after reaching out and touching it, she knew that this thing was extraordinary and extremely powerful. This is Suzaku Tenderness Silk. Chen Shang said. Don't resist, I will put Suzaku Tenderness Silk into your body, it can resist poison from entering your body. The Queen of the North nodded. Chen Shang controlled vermilion bird's tenderness and entered her body from the palm of the North Queen, and then spread in her body. Under the control of Chen Shang, Suzaku Tenderness will not hurt her in her body, but can protect her instead. Li Yuanyuan was terrified to see it, because when she fought against Chen Shang before, she had experienced the power of Suzaku Tenderness, but she never thought that Suzaku Tenderness could actually be used to protect people. With Suzaku Tenderness in her body, Queen Bey can actually feel that she is much stronger, as if a very powerful meridian suddenly appeared in her body, giving her physical strength and toughness. Chen Shang let Li Yuanyuan enter the Six Paths Divine Mirror, because that kind of scene was too dangerous, Li Yuanyuan couldn't handle it. Then he took the Queen of the North and left the mountainside. The people of the prison poison gate have waited for more than 10 hours at the outer gate. Their poison will not kill people quickly, but will torture people for a long time, completely destroy people's willpower, and then they will completely succumb. After Empress North followed Chen Shang out, Chen Shang hid. Empress North held a long sword and hovered over the top of the mountain, and said coldly, the rats of the prison poison sect, come out and die. Chen Shang also wanted to see what the strength of the North Queen was, and at the same time observe the level of the ancient forces of the prison poison sect. Of course, he also knows that the prison poison gate cannot represent those powerful ancient forces, after all, they mainly use poison. The prison poison door did not come out, they couldn't understand why the Queen of the North could detoxify. World Defying Dan God Chapter 5119, The Temptation of the Holy Spirit. The Queen of the North shouted for a long time, but she couldn't see the shadow of the people in the prison gate. You must know that when Chen Shang and Queen Bey were inside the mountain before, the prison poison gate was very arrogant outside. Now I see the Queen of the North coming out, but there is no one left. Chen Shang sat on the divine mirror of 6 paths, suspended high in the sky, looking for people from the prison poison sect. Empress Bey, that group of people are hiding. They should not be good at frontal combat. Chen Shang urged. You have to be careful of their insidious tricks. Those people in the prison and poison gate are actually quite afraid, because they saw that the North Queen not only detoxified but also in good condition. The way they fought in the prison and poison sect was to hide and do sneak attacks in secret, so now they all feel that the Queen of the North is deliberately leading them out, and then they will be wiped out. There is indeed someone behind the North Queen, but only Chen Shang is alone. Young Master Shen, can you find them? Queen Bei asked. Those guys are well hidden, I can't find them at all. The spirit of the Queen of the North is also very strong. She released her divine sense to search the surrounding icebergs, and found no trace of the disciples of the prison poison sect. They are deep underground, Chen Shang said through voice transmission. I think about it, is there any way to lead them out? Chen Shang felt that he was very similar to the people from the Hell Poison sect, they both liked to hide in the deep underground, and they also hid well. There must be some kind of magic door for people in the prison and poison door. They can quickly enter and hide in the deep without digging a hole. It is really difficult to find. I can lead them out. But Queen Bei, don't lose my things. Chen Shang thought of a way, but there is a certain risk, because if it doesn't work, he will suffer losses. What way? Asked the Queen of the North. I will give you a very special drop of purgatory essence. After they sense the breath, they may run out. Chen Shang said. Are you afraid that I will swallow your purgatory essence? Said the Queen of the North. Don't worry, I won't want you. No, I'm afraid they will steal it from you. Chen Shang said with a smile. To be honest, they are still a bit powerful, after all, they are ancient great forces. Don't look down on me. The North Queen was so provoked by Chen Shang that she wanted to destroy the prisoners as soon as possible. Chen Shang approached the North Queen, and then gave her a drop of Purgatory Holy Marrow. Purgatory Holy Marrow is refined from Purgatory Blood Beads. Purgatory Blood Qi is very strong. Chen Shang is not worried that the prison poison sect will take it away, but is worried that the Blood Lord will come. The Queen of the North took out a bottle and took it. She was also shocked because she had never felt such a strong and powerful purgatory blood. Queen of the North, I'm actually worried that the Blood Master will sense it. Chen Shang said. That guy is in Tianggu Xing, this kind of blood energy is too strong, he might sense it. Don't worry, even if the Blood Master comes, I'm not afraid. The Queen of the North is a very principled person. She will never ask for something that is not hers. Even if it is given to her, she must also consider the purpose of the other party. In order not to owe the other party, she will refuse or return the gift. But now, for the first time, she has the idea of taking other people's things as her own. Just now, she really wanted to eat and absorb this drop of Purgatory Holy Marrow, and then planned to compensate Chen Shang later. She has never had such greed. She can only say that this drop of Purgatory Holy Essence is really terrifying, it can stimulate all kinds of desires in other people's hearts. They are coming out. Chen Shang immediately sent a voice transmission to the North Queen, be careful. If your Suzaku tenderness can resist their poison, I won't be afraid of them. The North Queen immediately capped the bottle and put it away. Also at this time, a black gas came out from the ground. The Queen of the North, who was suspended in the air, immediately saw that she was surrounded by black air. Then the black chi dissipated, and dozens of prisoners appeared. That was the Purgatory Holy Essence just now, where did you get it? Hurry up and hand it over. A skinny old man headed it shouted hideously, looking very greedy, as if he couldn't wait to get the Purgatory Holy Essence. Chen Shang now also realizes that the hidden power of the Purgatory Holy Essence can actually stimulate the greed in other people's hearts. In fact, he just saw the beautiful eyes of the North Queen, showing a trace of greed, but it disappeared soon. It turns out that this thing still has this ability, it's good. Chen Shang secretly rejoiced, this thing is definitely the best bait. However, he is now beginning to be vigilant, worried that the Blood Master will suddenly appear. You die. When the voice of the Queen of the North fell, she rushed over with her sword. The people of the prison and poison gate kept blasting all kinds of poisonous erysipelas and poisonous hidden weapons at the Queen of the North. But it is of no use to the Queen of the North, because when those hidden weapons are close to the Queen of the North, the Suzaku tenderness radiates a strong golden light, and shoots out a series of ancient tribulation thunders, with its own consciousness, to bombard those flying over all kinds of poison. The Northern Queen was once again shocked by Suzaku tenderness. In her eyes, this is an incredibly powerful artifact. With Suzaku's tender silk to protect her body, the Queen of the North is invulnerable to all poisons, and she is not afraid of any hidden weapons. In addition, her own strength is strong. To beat these people who can only use poison, it is simply hanging and beating. The Queen of the North is like an angry eagle, rushing through the flock of chickens, killing several people every time. The people in the prison and Poison Gate were dumbfounded. They had never met such a person who was not afraid of poison. They clearly remember that the North Queen was poisoned by them before, but almost fell into their hands. Not long has passed, not only are they alive and well, but they are not afraid of their poison at all. After the North Queen killed all the people in the prison poison sect, Chen Shang also went to scavenge their belongings. He mainly collected the poison of the prison poison sect. They can't poison me, they're not my opponents at all. The Queen of the North slowly descended from the sky, and she was very reluctant to return the drop of purgatory holy essence to Chen Shang. With a wave of Chen Zhang's hand, he also took back the Suzaku tenderness. How did your Suzaku tenderness silk come from? The Queen of the North asked. Did you make it? Who made it? Can you make it again? She wanted it because it was so useful. My wife and the others made it. It's just that the situation of my Suzaku tenderness silk is very complicated. After many years of sacrifice, you should understand this, right? It's not like you will have this ability in a while. Chen Shang said while checking the storage artifacts of the disciples of prison poison sect. Your wife and them. Queen Bei knew that Chen Shang had many women, but she didn't know who he was talking about. Jenny also has it, Chen Shang said with a smile, but hers is the little Suzaku tenderness, which was born from the big Suzaku tenderness in my hand. My Suzaku tenderness can lay a lot of eggs, and then it will change directly. Being a Suzaku tenderness is very magical. World-Defying Dan God Chapter 5120, Strange Eggs. Suzaku tenderness has laid eggs twice before, and 2 small pieces of Suzaku tenderness are in the hands of Lu Menger and Shen Junyi. So, is she still alive now? It can be seen that the Queen of the North really wants Suzaku tenderness silk, because she knows very well that this kind of artifact is difficult to refine. The reason why Lu Menger and the others were able to refine it was mainly because they had been in contact with them before, and they had accumulated a lot of experience in this area. It should be alright, but she wants to lay eggs, it is not something I can control. Chen Shang said. Suzaku tenderness was lost for a long time, and since I can't find it, I haven't laid eggs. Quote. Chen Shang once discussed this issue with Sister Xiaojing, and Sister Xiaojing guessed that Suzaku tenderness laid eggs mainly for the sake of continuation, because she was worried that she would be destroyed at any time. But now with Chen Shang, Vermilion Bird's tenderness is getting stronger and stronger, it is impossible to be destroyed, so there is no need for this. Then what should I do to make her lay eggs? The North Queen looked at the golden but fiery red Suzaku tenderness in Chen Zhang's hand, her eyes were full of envy. I don't know, I have to study hard, but even if Suzaku tenderness is laid, it will be difficult for you to get her approval. Chen Shang spread his hands and said, this divine weapon has its own thoughts and consciousness. Quote. Sister Xiaojing once had a conjecture that if Suzaku tenderness wanted to lay eggs, she also needed a combination of yin and yang. Her very evil idea is that when men and women cultivate together, Suzaku tenderness will entangle them. If there is a way to make Suzaku tenderness lay eggs, I am willing to do my best to give it. The Queen of the North seems to have made a big decision, and she doesn't know why, she just wants to get the tenderness of Suzaku. Chen Shang couldn't help but be shocked when he saw that the North Queen was so eager to get the Suzaku tenderness. This strong desire to possess is most likely inspired by that drop of purgatory holy essence. If it was the previous Queen of the North, maybe she could restrain this desire to have it. Well, there is a way, but it's still in my guess. Chen Shang said. The method he said was the method Xiaojing's sister said. Tell me, said the Queen of the North. This, still forget it. Chen Shang couldn't speak, lest the Queen North misunderstand what he meant. You say it, the Queen of the North urged. No matter what it is, I can accept it. That's right, I am the owner of Suzaku tenderness, if I cultivate with a woman. Then Suzaku tenderness can pass through us and breed an egg. Chen Shang was a little embarrassed and said with a smile, this. I'm just guessing. He was a little worried that the North Queen would be angry because of this, after all, it meant to deceive her to dedicate herself. Since Suzaku tenderness once gave birth to an egg, it must be able to regenerate. The Northern Queen actually thought about this possibility very seriously. Perhaps, we don't need to do that step. Chen Shang suddenly thought of a way and said, I can use the purgatory holy essence to go there. Of course, this also requires our joint efforts. Do you want to try it now? As long as you don't have to go that far, the Queen of the North will try it. If it succeeds, I have nothing to repay you for now, but I can secretly stand on Junyi's side. Okay, Junyi has always hoped that you wouldn't fight with her. She reduces one competitor, that's good. Chen Shang said. I will not only stand on Junyi's side, I will definitely not refuse anything you need me to do in the future. Queen North said sincerely. Then let's start now. Chen Shang smiled and said, I don't guarantee success. Chen Shang took the North Queen to the belly of a mountain, then took out the 6 paths divine mirror and sat on it with the North Queen. He released the Suzaku tenderness silk, allowing the Suzaku tenderness silk to spread and fork, extending many filaments into him and the Northern Queen respectively. Then, at the connection between the Suzaku tenderness silk, there are also many silk threads condensed into a cocoon. Chen Shang took out a drop of purgatory holy marrow and dropped it on the cocoon in the middle of vermilion bird's tender silk. We start to release the divine power in our bodies. If necessary, we have to release our blood and soul power. Chen Shang said. Our consciousness, it is best to have the same idea. Okay, Queen Bei immediately closed her eyes and did as Chen Shang said. She released her powerful divine power, and transported it into the cocoon formed in the middle of Suzaku's tender silk through the silk thread that entered her body. The same is true for Chen Shang, he also joined Tianshu and Fate God power. When they released their soul power together, their consciousnesses gradually became entangled with each other, and they were entangled in the tenderness of vermilion bird. We seem to be entangled by the Suzaku tenderness silk. The Queen of the North looked around and said in surprise, is this your consciousness space? No, Chen Shang was also surprised. This should be Suzaku tenderness's consciousness space. Suzaku tenderness's consciousness space is very beautiful, and there are fiery red flowers and trees everywhere. The petals of flowers, the leaves of trees, and the various grass blades on the ground are all beautiful Suzaku feathers. In the space of vermilion bird tenderness, Chen Shang and Queen Bei seemed to be pushed towards each other by a force. What's going on? Chen Shang exclaimed in shock. I don't know. Our consciousness seems to be out of control, and this is the consciousness space of Suzaku tenderness, only she can control everything here. The Queen of the North was also a little surprised. Soon, the two of them were leaning against each other, and then their clothes were gone. Chen Zhang's heart was shocked, he didn't expect that this method would finally allow him and Queen Bei to come this far. We just consciously proceed. The Queen North actually took the initiative, hugged and kissed Chen Shang. She didn't resist at all, it seemed that she had prepared very early. Chen Shang didn't know how long it was. When he woke up, he found himself lying on the divine mirror of 6 paths, and the North Queen was asleep in his arms. Sister Bei Queen, Chen Shang exclaimed in surprise. The Queen of the North opened her eyes, she was drowsy, she looked gorgeous and charming, and she was full of amorous feelings. I didn't expect to come this far in the end. Queen Bei got up and looked at it, the clothes on her body were gone, and so did Chen Shang. Are we still in the consciousness space? Chen Shang asked. No, what we did in our consciousness space, what we did in reality. The Queen of the North was very quiet, then looked up and said, there. Suzaku's tender silk was suspended in the air, and at this moment, many silk threads were scattered and entwined into a ball. Before they started, let Suzaku tenderness enter their bodies, so when Suzaku tenderness controlled them, it was like controlling a doll.